Welcome everybody to the Bruised Banana. As you can see, I've got a couple of OGs here. There's more people joining later. Carl will be here. View should be here. Kyle should be here, but he had a little bit of a family thing yesterday, so I'm not so sure what time he'll be here at. But until now, I am joined by the legend that is Lawrence and, of course, Aaron. And I'll start with you, Lawrence. How are you today, my man?
Good. The morning, the Shane. The is the feeling, the fine.
That doesn't count here. Look, rules are rules, Lawrence. You know what I mean? I got second, guys. That's just how it goes.
I want a Stewart's inquiry, mate.
do what we've done against Sheffield United, mate, and just replay the whole quiz, isn't it?
Yeah.
No replay. Rules are rules. Rules are rules. Next year, guys.
Yeah.
It's all about the journey anyway, Lawrence.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, if I had been the judge now, I would have given you 5 points for that one at least, man. I would have given you 5.
No, you wouldn't have.
No, you
wouldn't.
Pretending
to be a nice guy, you fucking fraud. No, you wouldn't have. You was happy you didn't get the points because you wanted to finish second.
I was delighted.
Come off, man. Oh dear.
I just saw a pig fly overhead when you said that.
No, listen, man. I'm a fair guy. You know, I even private messaged Jez and said, give him 5 points for that. He just wouldn't do it, mate. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. But listen, how are you anyway? Today, Lawrence? Apart from fairly losing in the.
I mean, I'm all right. I mean, I just watched an interesting video about Liam Brady on YouTube.
Lovely.
You know, about how he got into the Arsenal team, and then how he went on to Juventus and made a name for himself in Italy. And then how badly treated he was by Jack Charlton.
Yeah,
when he played for Ireland. You know, and I can understand how he felt, because at the end he said the documentary said that he lost the love for the game, right, because of the commercialism involved.
Yeah, no, he was terribly treated by Ireland. He should have. We'll never know if he would have played in Euro '88 because he got an injury, but I don't think he would have. I think that took a lot of weight off Jack Charlton. I think it took a lot of weight off Jack Charlton. But Jack Charlton had no time for players like that. He wanted runners in midfield. He wanted a certain setup, and he just played long ball. And Lee Brady was wasted with them anyway. But what a player, man! I think one of the most naturally gifted players ever played for Arsenal, without a doubt.
Oh no! Well, we could do with the Liam Brady in our team today.
He wouldn't get used properly, but yeah, with a proper manager. But unbelievable player. But look, Lawrence, thanks as always for coming on. We'll just be going through bits and pieces to do with mainly sort of this Henry debacle, which is it's shocking to me that it's even a big deal. I've watched it twice, just that part, and he respectfully says what everybody else wants to know. But I think you covered it this morning, Aaron. But anyway, I'll get on to you now. How are you today, man? And how are you feeling? Are you feeling a bit better than you have been the previous days? And are you raring to go? Are you still a bit lethargic?
Yeah, man. No, I'm all right today. Started off the morning talking, a bit about Thierry Henry. Then I went on Never a Foul for a little bit, talking a tiny little bit about Thierry Henry. And then I've spent most of the day prepping 2 new shows that I've got coming up. I won't talk about that. I'm not a certain individual. I don't do that. And of course, I've been giving ourselves a nice little makeover for our World Class Monday show. We've got a makeover. For the same panel, same people. So nothing's changed. Just a nice little facelift. So I've been busy working on that today. And of course, I'm grateful enough to be allowed to come on the Bruised Banana. So I'm happy. I'm good. I'm buzzing. I'm ready to go.
Good. Lovely to hear. I'll just get quickly into the comments. There's a load of people in already just to say hello to some of the regulars. BBK Sports is in. Taron, the absolute legend. I was on with him the other day on his show. We were trying to come up with, it was very easy for the two of us. Sackable offences that Arteta's had. And Jesus, we were trying to, we had too many. We had going to have to make a few shows out of it to come up with all the reasons that Arteta should have been sacked so far. So big up to Taron, big up to AFC Vigilante. Of course, he's saying, chat, smash the likes as you enter. Please do get those likes up and get the subs up. If you don't subscribe to the lads already, make sure you please do. Vigilante saying big up to BBK. Mr. Waffles in the house. The editing king, the Scorsese of the Arsenal community is in the house. Big up to you, Mr. Waffle. Apparently, he has another video in the works, and I can't wait for that. Like Teef is in the house saying, evening, all buckle in. Come on, man. This is what we do over here. We don't hold back. Wahaha. One of my regulars is in the house. One of the greatest names on the internet is in the house. Love to see it. Everybody boogieing out to your man's song. We have a little thing I want to show you, Aaron. I'll get into it really quick. I want to show Bodie is from that guy who made that song. It's fucking hilarious. Hilarious is in it so bad. He's trying to talk about football instead of sing about it, and he's putting up for Martin Odegaard, and it's absolutely hilarious. My man like Sam is in. Hey, big up Shane and good evening, chat mates. Big up to you, my man. I hope you're well. And Gavin L, another one of the regulars, is in the house. I hope you're well today, Gavin. We have Anthony Herbert, of course, saying big up, guys. Another one of the top guys that's out there. Not a top gooner, just a top guy. And we have Topside Highbury saying big up, panel, like and subscribe. And Stet Notties on. But yeah, please do, because it helps. It helps a lot if you have them set. You don't miss us in the morning. Me and Aaron pretty much have the mornings nailed down now. You are never left wanting in the morning for top content. And of course, Joseph Connor Golden is in the house. One of the members, one of the first members, one of the legends. And he says, Aaron, you got Shane back. I heard you winding him up about Arteta post on the Zoom.
I don't think that was me, was it? Was that me?
apparently you said I have an Arteta. This is what I'm getting told in my chat, man. This is what I'm getting told.
I don't think that was me. I don't know. I think
There's people bouncing between the chats, man, saying different things about us. They're trying to start an argument.
I can't remember.
Someone
have to confirm. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, so apparently you said I
wouldn't put it past you, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? With your Arteta wank sock.
Yeah, man, that's what once I heard that, I said that I had to get rid of the poster. Though it was getting too glazed, man. It was getting too glazed. It would have dart holes in it, if anything. Gone down. It says big up, lads. See you soon. There's Carl. Carl is coming on soon. I knew he would. He never lets me down, man. And BX Gunners in the house, of course. And we have Lutfan. Romano said we're trying to get Sesko. I heard that. Arteta just waste money again to buy average player. Striker a big price, yeah, and Romano was bang on it. Of course he was. We have Vigilante here throwing up the. I'll just pin that now. Here we go. Bang. Look at that. I'm getting used to this shit, man. That's pinned to the channel. So pinned to the chat. So everybody's channel's there. Make sure you subscribe. Edie's in the house, as he always is. An absolute legend saying evening, lads. And we have Riku, one of the OGs, man. And he's popping around chats and he's always supportive and he's a top guy. And I got a lot of time for Riku, and he knows his football as well, which makes him all the more welcome. He says Tony Adams should come out, call this BS. Are they going to call him a fake fan? Apparently, he did say something a while back and got fairly silenced, but I don't know about that, man. Mad Max is in the house. Big up to you, Mad Max. Arsenal just a spicy Spurs. We have Donna Potts, of course, the first lady of the Arsenal community, the legend that is Donna Potts. And anyone that I missed, I apologize. But I want to get straight into this because it's funny. And it's I've shown it already, so some of you might have seen it, but it's that guy that sings that song talking about Odigard. But I won't be able to pause it during it. It's only 57 seconds or something, but he tries to show a sort of a map to why Odigard is so good that his deceiving runs, but it's actually Odigard running away from the ball. And oh man, I've shown it before, but it's actually Odigard running away and hiding from the ball, and he's trying to make out it's a good thing. But just get a load of this. It's only 57 seconds. I'll play it straight through, and then we'll have a laugh, and then we'll talk about it. But this is the guy that sings that ridiculous song that was in the most
important player in the Premier League right now, Martin Odigard. Because Arsenal are completely different when he plays. They score more, concede less, and win far more often. But that might not be surprising, because since he joined the club, only 2 players have created more chances. But it's what Odigard does without the ball that really sets him apart. Because by constantly moving into non-attacking positions, he creates space for teammates. Like against Sporting, where he dropped deep to receive the ball, dragging a defender with him, creating space for Declan Rice. One pass later, and Arsenal were running at goal. But you'll also have noticed him rotating on the right wing, dragging players out the way to free up Bukayo Saka. Now, some of this comes from the manager's tactical instructions, but Odigard executes these like he's 3 steps ahead, almost like an on-field coach, directing teammates, leading the press, and positioning himself to block passing lanes. But crucially, he leads by example, because since joining Arsenal, he's made the 5th most tackles and the 4th most recoveries of any player at the club. So while Odigard is the key creative force in Arsenal's attack, it's actually his underappreciated defensive work that makes him essential to Mikel Arteta.
He's using Odigard running away from the ball as a plus to promote him. Is he the most? And even when he says he's fourth and he's third in these, it's for Arsenal for assists and for Arsenal for tackles. It's not even for the league. Lawrence, I mean, these guys, there's nothing that they can turn into a positive for this manager or players. This is Martin Odigard. This is the man who runs and hides from the ball. I mean, is there anything that they can't? If there anything that they can't sort of gloss over? I don't know if you can think of anything that
they're in denial. You know, they're in denial.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, as I keep saying, they're like an alcoholic or a junkie or a gambler. They won't admit they've got a problem, but deep down inside, they know that they do have a problem, but they can't admit it because they're scared. You know, it's like with the video you just shown and all these overseas gooners that superimpose a player's face onto an Arsenal shirt the moment we're linked with him, as if he's already signed for us. You know, they're not real Arsenal fans. They're just ostriches. They've got their heads buried in the sand so far deep that they can't face reality.
Right.
Yeah, I fully agree, Lawrence. And it's the same with everything that they do. It's the same as we'll see with. Well, I'm going to get into some of the responses from so-called fans about what Henry said and some of the stuff that this pink eye lad says. But Aaron, I mean, you cover the same sort of stuff as me, and it's a lot to do with the way these people react and the way they gas up. Mediocrity. That's Normski's big thing. Normski will be on later, but that's his big thing, is that they've set this culture now, just a total mediocrity, that we should accept mediocrity and we're greedy if we want anything else. And that video there, as comical as it is, he's trying to seriously make out that Odegaard running away from the ball is a positive, right? So there's nothing that they can't glaze, and they'll always find a way. But do you? I wanted to ask you this, because from what I've experienced now, you've been at this longer than me. I was only 3 months there the other day. I think it was 3 months at the start of my channel. So I've sort of been big up to Tops for the raid as well, by the way. Tops, absolute legend. I've sort of started to notice that, yes, they'll big up anything at all, these top gooners. But do you find that in general they have a really, really poor football knowledge, and that the ones over here seem to have a big football knowledge? Because I'd like to get them on Jez's quiz and see what happens, for example. But do you find that am I just generalizing, or do they seem to always have a lack of a football knowledge from what you've seen?
They're all morons. I mean, there isn't a video that lasts for about 2 minutes long that eclipses that better than that Alex from The Different Knock, where he uses the fact that he was born in '97 to excuse himself from having absolutely zero football knowledge prior to Mikel Arteta whatsoever. I mean, some of the questions he was getting wrong was that pure embarrassment. I mean, and that I don't think you're generalising. I actually think that is pretty much the level of football knowledge that you get out of them, and that's from me watching when I watch YouTube when I get the time, which is obviously less and less now that you're doing it yourself, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I always watch other channels as well. I don't just watch all of ours. I don't obviously give them loads of time, but I always skim over to just see what the other side is saying, how the other side think. And no, they are pretty much all like that. They're all thick. They all just seem to have the same narrative. No matter what you do, Arteta's right. No matter whether you question, that's not allowed. If you've got standards, you're just toxic, or you're arrogant, or you expect too much. When it comes to football knowledge, I mean, this basement, it's embarrassing, it's pathetic, it's a shambles, it's ridiculous. It makes me wince, it makes my skin crawl. It's nowhere near good enough. How can you have a conversation with a gal? How can you have a conversation with any of them? Oh, hello, young gun down.
Hello, lads.
Young gun down, Junior. Hello, dinosaur.
Hello. I got my
Hello.
Oh, bless him. Are you a top gooner? You better not be.
I got my
He won't be.
Yeah. Are you I'll set her out like daddy?
that.
Yeah, that's
Right,
it.
go on, buddy. Let's go.
Good
Let's
Can
go.
you
Really
say
good
I'll
job.
check her out?
Say bye-bye.
Can you say
Bye. I'll take her
Bye-bye.
out. Bye.
No,
Take her out.
right. See you in a few minutes, Bob. Go.
Yeah. Sweet. But yeah, I
Can I-
bet you Cole's son has more football knowledge than most of these top
Yeah.
gooners, to be fair.
Yeah.
And he's
That-
what,
that-
6'5"?
Yeah, that guy who was answering those questions that Jamie Carragher was giving him, right? The one about Tony Adams scoring that goal against Everton that he didn't
Shocking.
know, right? He
Pathetic.
said he was 2 years old when that happened. And then he said he was born in 97, the year before. So he can't even fucking add up.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because when you've got such poor football knowledge and you're a terrible liar, you get found out. Mate, yeah, did you see his face? There was a thing of it where he like gets the BFG question right, and then the Alexis Sanchez one, and he's like, yeah, I'm on a right on roll now, and then he just gets all of the next ones wrong as well. He even had to have a Tottenham fan answer the question for him of who it was that we won the FA Cup and the League Cup against in '93. He was like, I wasn't even born then. I mean, if that ain't common knowledge, I don't know what is. Couldn't even get. Do you know what the worst one of it all was? I honestly promise you this: it's the shirt sponsor one. Because
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I'm sorry, like when he said he was born in '97, that was when we had JVC, and we had all of them since then. So he actually has been following Arsenal since we've been from JVC and then
Every single
onwards.
one of
I.e.
them.
Sega Dream, exactly right. O2, do you know what I mean? And obviously the
Mhm.
current one. For him to go, you think he only got 2 of them? I'm like, mate, like that is basement there. To not get
Mhm.
Sega and Dreamcast, I mean, they're the same bloody thing, for crying out loud. Like, what are we doing
Yeah.
here? Like,
You see,
I mean, he only got Fly Emirates and JVC and just couldn't even muster up anything in between.
it's shocking.
Ridiculous.
It's shocking. But
Going-
for me,
going-
the cup final one did me in. Sorry, but the cup finals, that we were the only team to do it.
Yeah.
You have to know that. Like,
Sorry
you
for
have to know that, regardless of age, you have to know that. You cannot consider
Yeah.
yourself. I mean, I'm not saying that all fans should be historians to the point of like Kenny Ken. You know what I mean? But you should know the basics of your club's history. And my big problem is if you're just a regular fan on the street, right, and you have his sort of knowledge, again, sort of shame on you. But back in the day, before social media, and you could get a following just through a gimmick or through one thing that goes viral, or you had to be the best of the best of knowing stuff to make it to the top, to get on TV, or to, you know what I mean? So these guys could get my issue is that they're representing us, and everybody thinks that we're like them. So we have him and Igal and all these people. People think that, and they're the ones with the voice, and that's the terrifying thing, Lawrence, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the first thing I did when I decided that Arsenal were going to be my team, you know what I did? I went to the library and I looked at their history. I found out about the team being known as Dial Square, Nottingham Forest lending us their shirts because we couldn't afford the shirts at first. But when they moved to Plumstead, I knew all this. As soon as I decided I was going to support Arsenal, I went to the library and I pulled out all the books on Arsenal's history to learn about Herbert Chapman, the team of the 1930s. That's what I did. Not like these dickheads today. Going back to the comment I made about these overseas schooners. I don't want to be racial profiling anyone. And if it sounds like I'm racist, I apologize, because that's not the point. The fact is that these overseas scammers in Africa are in their mud huts in the jungle, superimposing these players' faces onto Arsenal shirts because they've got nothing fucking better to do. And that's the problem we've got. And it's not only in Africa, it's out here in America as well. There's a lot of them out here as well. And in other countries as well. They've got no fuck all about this club whatsoever. And they post this shit online every day. I've lost count the number of times I've seen a picture of Yakarez's face superimposed onto an Arsenal shirt when he hasn't even signed for us. The same with Zubamendi. And it's all because of these African gooners in Nigeria, Ghana and Kenya who've got nothing better to do with their lives.
No, well, the whole thing with the seeing Rodrigo and stuff in Jersey, that goes. Yeah, Igal does that too. Igal always has in his thumbnails. He'll have Rodrigo and he'll say deal done. But someone's after putting up there that the Sesko deal was done last year. And that mightn't be a bad call. Well, that might have been done like the Zubamendi one, and Berta can't do anything about it. We'll know the ins and outs. But as for Yakarez, even if the Sesko deal wasn't done, I'm of the belief that Yakarez has no intention of coming to us, zero intention of coming to us. And I'll double down on that. Because why would he want to work under Arteta? Why would any self-respecting attacking player want to work under him? He'd rather go to Chelsea, he'd rather go to Liverpool, he'd rather go to Barcelona.
And I read now that Arsenal are willing to pay 93 million for Sesko. I mean, he only scored 12 goals last season or so.
Yeah.
No, he's not the goal scorer we need in any way, shape, or form. He's an Arteta player because he can rotate him in and out for Havertz. I got a post today off someone sent to me saying that, you know, that no matter what striker we get, Arteta plans. I don't know how someone knows this. It's obviously just a rumor that goes around. But Arteta plans to have Sesko as his Havertz as his number one striker, regardless of who we get, and the other person's going to have to fight for the position. Which we know that. We know he'll find a way to put Havertz in. I think that he might use, if we get a top striker, that it might be his way to start pushing Odigard out, because he won't admit it himself. I think he might start pushing Havertz back into the 10, and then he can edge Odigard out. Or don't be surprised. Yeah. We know that Odigard needs surgery. So don't be surprised if Arteta waits until the end of the summer to send him the surgery, so he gets a few months without him, and then he can drop him without having to answer for. Because Aaron said something the other day, and I saw some people in the chat go, "Oh no way." When I think it was you, Aaron, anyway, that said, "Don't be surprised if whatever striker he gets that he sabotages." Was that you that said that? Maybe it wasn't you.
I'm not sure. I don't think.
Maybe it wasn't.
I can't recall saying that.
So someone said it anyway, that don't be surprised if he sort of sabotages him by playing about a position. If it's not his striker, you know what I mean? If we were to get Yakarez, if we were to get Isak, that the guy would sort of go out of his way to make it fail just to prove a point. But I mean, there's a couple of things here that I just wanted to show. Just sorry, go on, Lawrence.
Yeah,
you can go on anyway.
It's also these mugs out in Asia, you know, where Arsenal want to increase their brand, their exposure. And all these mugs out in Asia do the same thing, superimposing players' faces onto Arsenal shirts. You know, it's just stupid.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I think that's a worldwide phenomenon at this stage, man. Everybody does that nowadays, especially with AI. You just type it in and it's done. But I don't know if you've seen this, guys, because this is how far we've gone, and this is even before Chelsea won, right? But this here, I think you have seen that. This is what we're doing now. Question is yours, gold. I mean,
we're back here again, is it?
We're back to doing that again. We're back to dismissing everybody else's achievements. And for me, this has gone too far now. It's gone too far now. Yeah. It's all the time, and it's, you know, I think Lee said it today actually, that these Arsenal fans just seem more intent now on trying to mud everybody else's achievements than actually caring about their own club. And I think that's the generation of them now. They care about mudding achievements more than their own club. Lawrence, when you were saying before that you were in the protest before to get managers out. You know what I mean? People used to want what's best for the club. Didn't give a shit about everybody else.
Well, 40 odd years ago, when Terry Neal was manager, we were in a run where we hadn't won for 10 games. And the straw that broke the camel's back is when we played Walsall in the League Cup at Highbury, and they beat us 2-1. And fans had enough. When the game finished, everybody went outside the ground, onto Avenel Road, outside the main East stand, and they were yelling for Terry Neal's head, right? And just like today, the board ignored those protests, and to quell the noise against Terry Neal, we went out and bought Tommy Caton from Manchester City, who was a shit defender. He was like the Mustafi. He was another Mustafi, right? That's how good he was. And they brought him in so that it could divert the noise away from Terry Neal. The following week, we played West Bromwich Albion at Highbury. We lost 1-0. And the fans again poured outside the ground, outside the main stand, yelling for Terry Neal to go and for the board to resign. The board stuck firm to their principles. because we all know that the Arsenal board never fire a manager. Okay, the following week, we played West Ham at Upton Park, and they ripped us a new one. They beat us 3-1. And by then, the board was getting inundated with calls and letters wanting Terry Neal out of the club. And Terry Neal, may he rest in peace, was a former player himself, former Arsenal captain. And the board finally relented and they fired him. They made Don Howe interim manager before they made him permanent manager. And this is the difference between 40 years ago and today, because today all the fans that are part of this fan base are weak-livered, pussy-footed wankers. They're happy to accept mediocrity for success because they're failures themselves in their own lives.
Yeah, fully agree. I fully agree. I fully agree, Lawrence. I don't know where you stand on that, Aaron. You know what Lawrence has said. I mean, back in the day, it was more about, you know, the club. Even back when we followed them in the 90s, and you know, with Bruce Rioch and times like that, with the fans, we didn't really give a shit. Of course, we cared what other teams won, but because we were winning things as well, you were more interested in the welfare of your own club. So when people call us negative, and why do you want this manager out? You know, for me, right, wanting Arteta out, it's not all about not winning things. It's also about what I can see coming down the line. You know what I mean? I can see, like, we pointed out the wage bill, we pointed out the injuries, we pointed out everything that's falling apart and that's only going to get worse. So we can see that coming. But does it all sort of correlate with this thing of being told that we've all just been trying to convince us now that where we are now is actually brilliant, that we shouldn't be wanting more? Or, you know, can you see a point when everybody finally turns on him, or is it just always going to be us in the 10%?
Yeah, I think it is going to be that. Yeah, the only way I think people snap out of it is I'll give you a scenario which I would absolutely love to happen, by the way, but it won't happen. Also, unfortunately, by the way, is before he goes to Juventus, Arsenal go, yeah, actually, fuck off, Mikel Arteta, and we'll go get Conte just before he signs for Juventus. Bang, Arsenal get Conte. Yeah. Bang, they've got Conte and Berta making decisions in the transfer window and not Arteta or any of his influence whatsoever. We sign reasonably well and we probably win something. The second we win something, and very soon after Mikel Arteta's there, everyone will snap out of and go, oh, yeah, shit, yeah, maybe actually weren't good enough. Until then, we will be stuck. We will be stuck under watching all of these idiots just love and praise and, you know, God knows whatever of this idiot. But we will still be watching all of the illusion unfold, 83, 85%, 90%, whatever way you want to sort of go in the percentages. The problem is they will still be under the illusion. That's all it'll take, boys, by the way. That's all it'll take. If Arteta got sacked, let's just say even get sacked in a slightly more realistic scenario, yeah? Let's just tell you this. Say he doesn't really start the season well at all and gets sacked by Christmas. I think that's fair to say. If he has a bit of a stinker in the Premier League and he really ain't doing well, he gets sacked at Christmas. The new manager comes in and wins an FA Cup or wins a Carabao Cup or maybe even wins both. Who knows? All of a sudden then you're going, oh, yeah, maybe Mikel Arteta did waste all our time for 3 or 5 years. 5 years, actually more. You know, I don't know where I got the 3 from. 5 years. Maybe you did waste all of our time. That's what it will take. Someone coming in and winning to snap all of these lot awake. And I'm sorry, like, if I don't want to not see Arsenal win stuff, because I do want to see Arsenal win stuff. But I reckon even just winning a League Cup, which I really would like to see any form of silverware for Arsenal Football Club, whoever delivers it. The annoying thing is if he does deliver that, I know we've got another season of him. So, you know, whilst I'd never say no to silverware, it's frustrating because this manager damaging our club. He's damaging our club, man. Look, I've supported and had a season ticket through some dark days. Look, I haven't had it as many as, you know, going back into 80s, some dark days. There obviously mid-70s was dark days. I'm not saying that at all whatsoever. I'm not old enough for that for a start. But I've seen some really poor Arsenal football sides, and I've paid and gone and watched some really poor Arsenal sides. And this is the first ever time I sat there, and I've spoke with Lee Gunner about this off cam and things like that. I'm like, do you know what? I think what I'm going to do is get my season ticket because I don't want one of these arseholes sitting in my seat, because that's what happened. You won't replace me, Lawrence. You won't replace me, Shane, in terms of mentality. Carl won't.
Yeah.
You, world-class chap, won't replace me. An idiot like a gal will replace my seat. So I ain't going to let that happen. But the point I'm saying is I might just sell a lot of the games. If I turn up there, and this ain't me being a fake fan or this and all of that, I've got priorities that are bigger than this football club, by the way, and I've sacrificed them for way too long over this football club. My missus and kids do not supersede. Arteta does not supersede my missus and kids. I'm going to turn up for the first few sort of months, see how the transfer window goes. If September and all that, I ain't feeling it, I might just bin it off entirely, you know, and sell a lot of games because, like, and that's a sorry state for me because I'm not that type of person. You know, I want to support my football club, but there's billions upon billions upon billions of human beings in this world, and I don't believe in Mikel Arteta at all. There isn't a human being alive that I believe as little as I do in Mikel Arteta bringing success to this football club. He won't do it. I just don't think he will. He'd have done it by now if he did. Just like Benjamin Sesko's declining league goals. 3 years ago, he got 16 league goals. Last year, he got 14 league goals. This year, he got 13 league goals. Just like Sesko, Arteta is declining. I don't want either of them at this football club. But guess what? Next season, we've got both of them. Worrying. Very, very, very worrying. Capital worrying.
5 years is enough in my book. If you can't
way too much.
Do the job in 5 years, you've got to go. I keep saying, name me any other profession in life where someone would keep somebody in a job for 5 years when they're not doing the job they're meant to be doing.
Facts. Mate,
no, it's impossible. Any walk of life. No, go on.
Yeah. Like, and I love the fact that I've done this because, you know, I always reference it, the show that I've done about how long does it take to win the Premier League and then done the average. It's because I can use this all the time and I can use this constantly as reference. And please, anyone else use it, whether you reference me or not, it don't make no difference. The fact is it's out there. And that since Kenny Dalglish, since Alex Ferguson, all the way up to Arne Slot was won the Premier League, every single manager that has won the Premier League title, every single one of them since its inception, on average, takes 2.2 years to win it. Mikel Arteta is 5.5 years in it, and he's getting further away from it. That is fucking damning. That tells you every single thing that you need to know about how far away we are as a football club from winning the Premier League and how long and how patient we've also been. It's nearly 150% we've extra been giving him. Let's get it right. You know, if it takes 2.2, that's 4.4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do the math. It's 5.5 exactly. We've given him time and a half extra. Come on, man. The math's not difficult. It's there, and that's just assuming that we win it next year. Come on, man. Do you know what disappoints me even more when people say, "Well, it took Alex Ferguson 6 years to win the Premier League." Yes, it did. One, then he has to guarantee that he wins it to match Sir Alex Ferguson. And two, by the way, he won 2 European trophies and an FA Cup and a League Cup in the space between that.
Yep.
And look what he won after that. And look what he won before it. Was it St Mirren and Aberdeen?
St Mirren, Aberdeen, yeah.
And Aberdeen. Look what he won before it. CV. Come on, man. But these are just all the churning excuses that these idiots that they thump out, they bang out day in, day out. But what they don't realise is they've got us and many more of us that can catch them off guard, and we're wise to their absolute bullshit. Absolute wise to their bullshit, man. It's frustrating. Do you know what is frustrating? It's frustrating that we'll do these shows and they just won't listen. It goes in one ear, out the other ear. But some of them do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We know we're not going to get them all. But do you know what? If we can just get a few of them to turn them around, that will do. That will do, Anthony Herbert. Thank you very much. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not the tallest guy in the land, but you know, at least I'm the biggest in terms of voice, eh?
Oh, there you go. Come on, there you go. But no, listen, man. It's all facts, and that's the problem. I mean, there's so many problems with trying to show these people facts that they don't listen. And you know, even now, if this Sesko thing is true, it's kind of like the 5 years that everybody, including all the pundits, including even the Arteta sexual, saying that we need a striker, that it's taken this long for him to do it. And then if he finally does do it and it's fucking Sesko, it proves that this guy's a clown. But we will see the narrative rapidly switch from the likes of Igal, from the likes of fucking Semiu and all these people that Sesko suddenly the best forward in the world, the best player we could have had. And if he doesn't work out, they will say it's a Berta signing. They will say that's a Berta signing. Because that's what they do.
Can I jump in when you're finished?
No, yeah. Go now. Go ahead.
I'm going to quickly call myself out, because I put Berta out in the chat without properly thinking, because I was very frustrated at what I'd heard earlier. What I am actually hoping is, otherwise I am Berta out, what I am already Berta out. I'm hoping this scenario, it rings true, okay? Then I won't be Berta out. The fact that it is heavily reported that he does talk to multiple targets. So I'm just hoping that this is just a backup thing or something like that. Like, yes, indeed, Arsenal are, Fabrizio said it, Arsenal are indeed in concrete talks with Benjamin Sesko. But I also hope that we're in concrete talks with Yakarez. Now, where I will sort of put my hands up and go, yeah, all right, fair enough, is if we are trying to get Yakarez as a number one option, but we don't get him, at least number two is right there in the wings. Maybe I went a little bit too soon with the Berta out. That's the only scenario that will keep me Berta in. Berta in is the fact that, yes, he's already reported he likes multiple targets. He talks to multiple targets. Maybe he's just ready in case Yakarez goes somewhere else and he's that far down the line with the Sesko thing. But, I mean, I don't know that as a fact. All we're seeing is that, that the Sesko thing's at a certain stage, and the Yakarez thing isn't. That's very, very, very frustrating for me. And the reason why I did say, and I'll add context to why I said that, is because Lee Gunner said earlier, he was like, well, to be fair, it's an Arteta signing that was already done anyway. That's why. What I will come back to that, and I haven't had a chance to properly say to Lee yet, and I will when we do get it, is so, well, if Arteta signings are already in the door now, then why is Berta here now then? What's the fucking point in him? If we're all going off of Arteta signings that he's already mates and wants, well, why don't Berta just join next year then? If we're just going to sign Mikel Arteta's targets, what's the fucking point in him being here? If Arteta wants Sesko and that's all down the line, and Arteta wants, say, Nico Williams and this player and Garcia and that player, what's the fucking point in Berta being here now then? If we're just going to go with what Arteta wants until the next summer, what's the point in him being here? So I don't know, man. Like, maybe I've gone a little bit too soon, but that worries me about Berta. Is he just coming here for a good old bit of money and just gone, well, like Diamond Eye did, Sven Mislintat. He just came here and just re-signed players that he'd signed for Borussia Dortmund. But got a nice little payday and then eventually got a nice little payoff. I don't know, but what I've seen so far today, that doesn't scream Berta into me. That screams, what the fuck is he doing? Or if Sesko is Berta's man, then that's even more worrying. Sesko's Berta's man in the last 3 league seasons, he scored 49 goals. Oh, sorry, not 49, 42 or 43, I think it's there or thereabouts. I've done this in my morning show earlier. Sesko's got 89. Yakarez has got 89. Sesko's got about 43, I think it is. What are we doing here? Like, but he's come in the door and Mikel Arteta, it is down the line. I don't care about that. Couldn't give a toss about that. Even if it's 99.9% done. If Berta don't want him, I don't fucking want him. In terms of that means Mikel Arteta wants him, I definitely don't want him. Just look at the signings Mikel Arteta's made. They're all shit, bar 1 or 2. Come on, man. This is worrying news to me. When you start looking at from all different angles, rather than just going, oh, we're in talks to sign Sesko. When you start deepening it and digging around the whole fact, you're like, fuck me, this could be worrying here, This could be worrying. Imagine we got Sesko. What's the difference between Sesko and Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus, goal-wise, in the league? Nothing. Could you imagine having Sesko come in on 200k a week, scoring 14 league goals, like on average? Then you've got Kai Havertz on 280, who sometimes scores 14 league goals, and Gabriel Jesus on 265, and his best ever season's 14 league goals. You've got about 700 grand on the fucking bench, and none of them can get anywhere near 20. It's embarrassing. What are we doing here, man?
It's staggering. And I agree with you that this is worrying. If he comes in and signs the 2 players that we've been linked with for 2 fucking years, man. We've been linked with Subamendi and Sesko for 2 years. So they're clearly being Arteta signings. My only thing is that he has gone for Yakarez, and I've been saying this, that Yakarez will not come to us. That is my only hope, is that Yakarez has said that he won't come to us, and that he's going, right now I have to get Sesko. Then you could look at it from the DJB point of view of he'll get him the players he wants just so he can hang himself. But I think that's a very risky thing to do, because we'll have to go another 3-4 transfer windows before we can fucking sign again. You know what I mean? So it's a very risky gamble to take instead of just firing him straight out. So I hope that Berta hasn't just been called in for his negotiating skills and that's it, just for transfers, because that's insanity if that's the case. Because then that means we have another few years of this fucking gimp. You know what I mean? I can't fucking handle that. I can't handle another few years of this manager. I can't do it. I'm already struggling to get enthusiastic for the coming year. And if we have Sesko and Zubamendi, who is just a fucking zesty Jorginho, let's get it right. He's just a Jorginho, a younger Jorginho. Maybe he'll come in and surprise me. But I tell you who won't come in and surprise me is Sesko. He will not come in and light this league up. There is no way he'll come in. And you were saying that he gets like 14 goals a season. That's where, and that's in a team. Average. That's in a team that is built to supply him the ball all the time. He won't even get that with us, because our team isn't designed to supply the ball to any forward. So he'll get half that. He'll get half that if he's lucky. He'll get half that, because he'll get about 2 chances a game, maximum 2 chances a game. Some games he'll get 1 chance. And is he going to put them away? Is he that? Is he Haaland? No, he's not, man. I just don't see what we're doing here. I don't understand the end game. I don't understand why we're not going for these top players. I will say again, and I'll repeat it with the Yakarez one, I am certain he does not want to come to us. I'm certain he doesn't want to play under Mikel Arteta because of his age, because of how late he's made it in the game, that he's thinking, God, if I make this move and it doesn't work, then that's my last chance at a big move. If I go to Arsenal and only get 10 goals one season and 12 the next, and then my hamstring snaps off the bone, then it's over for me. I'm not getting another big move. So he's probably thinking that. I think he'd go to Chelsea above us. I think he'd go to Liverpool above us. He'd go to Barcelona above us. And I think he would have gone to United above us if they had got Champions League, and maybe still fucking would, actually. But I'm just going to welcome in Views because he's here. Just before Lawrence, I'm just going to get Views in. Big up Views, man. How are you doing today? Did you hear Romano's put out that the Sesko deal looks close to being done?
Firstly,
what are we doing here, man?
Yeah, bro. Firstly, let me apologize. Big up everyone on the panel. Big up everyone in the chat. Silly old me thought it was 8:30 and it flipping weren't. And then obviously when I was checking WhatsApp for the messages, and I saw a message from Rashid, and he just sent me the article from Romano. I'm so fucking fed up of this club, bro. Like, the last hope that we had was Montgomery. And I'm not even calling him that. He's not even Montgomery no more. He's just Bert. That was the last hope that I had. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know everyone's argument. Yeah, if we got Yakarez, he's probably, Arteta's going to fuck him up. And I understand that, but it still don't deflect from the fact that that's who we needed. Do you know what I'm saying? To go and make a statement, that's who we needed for right now. And again, as soon as they fucking put their price down, here comes Arteta on the old fucking Sesko train. Oh my God, this guy. Like, how much more do we have to take, people? How much more do we have to take of this shit? The first signing through the door apparently still ain't even happened, by the way, is another fridge. It's just a mini fridge. You know what I'm saying? That's what we've got. We should have been getting a striker, and then we go and get potential again. Yeah, 14 goals one season, 13 goals last season. This is the guy's meant to come and turn it around for us and win us the fucking league. When Liverpool's with their big boy pants on, Wirtz and Frimpong and Kirkes, and they'll probably get Yakarez now. Yeah. Then what? This club
league finished. They'll win it next year if they get Wirtz and Yakarez.
Yeah, that could be why we're getting Sesko. Yakarez probably said, "I'm going to Liverpool."
Honestly, isn't it?
And who would blame him?
Isn't it ironic that we're going to get a player that Arteta wanted instead of Marino? Because he wanted Zubamendi more than Marino. And now we're finally getting...
Now we're lumbered with both of them.
Yeah. I mean, it just defies logic.
Oh, yeah. Just quickly, Lawrence, as well. Guess what another thing I called on my morning show 3 days ago? That Arsenal are going to replace Jorginho with Lokonga. Guess what? They've extended Lokonga's deal.
New contract. Yeah. Now strangely, I agree with that, Aaron. Strangely, I agree with that, Aaron. That Berta is saying these are all your fucking players that you signed. So you're going to use them. You're going to rotate. And if you don't rotate, I don't want to hear about injuries. I wonder if that's what he's doing, that you signed these, you're going to fucking use them in the cups. I should hope that's what it is, because the squad's just too small. Because I'd say he's and I think that mightn't be a bad thing to say to him. Look, you signed all these players. Find a way to squeeze them in. And I don't want to hear anything about hamstring injuries, because you could be bringing Lukonga on if we're 3-0 up and there's 20 minutes left, or you could be bringing Fabio Vieira on if they were 2-0 up and there's 20 minutes left. So I don't want to hear you whinging about injuries anymore. I should hope that's what he's doing. I'm not signing anymore because of this. But at the way this club is being run at the moment, we're all just guessing, because there's no fucking... They're the most dishonest club in the world, man. There's nothing that's everything's a fallacy. Everything is fake. Everything's like, you have to peel it back just a little bit and you see the scum inside. It's like mold in the walls, rot in the walls, man. They've just papered over this fine little paper, the brand new merch, and when you peel it back, you can just see the fucking gremlins living in there, and it's horrendous. Well, I'm just going to run through the chat really, really quickly just to say hello to people. Just put a few people in. Ryan Stockley's in, absolute legend. We have Andy G in the house. Big up Andy G. Mohammed, one of my morning regulars, saying big up Shane. You might as well bring Odigard so he can explain himself. I disagree with his Thierry. Henry's, he disagrees with his comments because he's a fucking character. He's a cartoon character, and he will never come near the bruised banana because he'd infest it. I don't bring on twats. I'm not having him on, never. And they can quote me on that. I will never, ever have him on for the sheer reason that he knows absolutely nothing about football. I don't understand why he gets a fucking platform. Memes Creamer's in the house. Of course, Lutvan, I already called out. What a legend, what needed. He's saying League Cup and get top 5 won't happen. I fully agree. I've said that we won't get top 5 next season. Thor, the dyslexic polyglot, is in. What's the story, my man? I hope you are well. Gavin L, I've already called out, I'm pretty sure. Here to there is in. The Athletic Road again today. Havertz will be starting 9 next season. I saw that. Yeah, already. But that's the Athletic. I wouldn't believe anything they say. But he will be the starting, because Arteta, that's why he wants Sesko, so he can rotate him in and out and still keep playing his absolute gimp of a striker. DJ Crane is in the house, of course. Cancel all my football apps, so it won't be on cable. I'm not watching. Depends on the summer window. Might just bin the club till Arteta's sacked. I wish I could do that. I really do. I envy you. I absolutely envy you. Fitzello's in the house saying the wise man once said the manager will set us back 5 years. And it's proven to be true. Listen, we all know what Arteta is. We all know what Arteta is. Unfortunately, 90% of the fan base don't. And 90% of the media are too afraid to say it. What's needed is in the house. What's the story? Omar's in the house. What's the story, Omar, my man? Andy G, I've already called out. We have a good few other people. We have nearly 82 people in the house. Make sure you smash the likes. Make sure you subscribe to the panel. I've pinned our channels. And views is in there now. I've already put that in as well. So make sure that you subscribe to everybody. It makes a big difference to our channels, and it helps us to keep going. And we really, really appreciate the support. And Jossie, one of my regulars, is saying these top gooners are laughing to the bank, pretending to be the world they adore, the crap manager. Money really is the root of many problems. So many people would sell their souls for a pound note. Sadly, that is very, very, very true, Ange. Not many people carry dignity anymore. And Macy's in the house, the WWE king, the man who knows so much about ball, so much about wrestling, and one of the funniest guys I've ever seen on streets. Big up to you, Macy, my man. I hope you're all well. Saying Yakarez going to Barcelona. He ain't coming to Arsenal, Aaron, my friend. No, I don't believe he's coming to Arsenal either, man. I've been saying it from the very start that he won't. And if Barcelona come calling, it's very, very hard for people to say no. I think he has been waiting to see. And I think he'd even take Chelsea over us, because at least he'd get chances at Chelsea. Tom Prince is in the house. Big up to you. Who else? Oh, of course. I've already called you out, Joe. You're an absolute legend. KLS is in the house. One of the most crazy bands of all time, man. KLS is saying Arteta sexuals will say shit like anyone can win at Barca, Madrid, Bayern. Well, how about anyone can finish second and win FA with 800 million spent? Exactly. I hate that shit that, oh, these clubs, anybody can win there. Anybody can win there. You still have to win. You still have to win. And that is the thing. That's the thing that they don't understand. You still have to go and you still have to win. Donna Potts, let's get Shane up to 1,000 subs ASAP. Come on, it's free. Subscribe and help the channel grow. Donna Potts, the first person to ever like one of my videos, the first person to ever promote me. What an absolute legend. The queen of the Arsenal community. And I think that's pretty much everyone. If I missed anyone, I apologise. There's just so many of you in. I will try. I pinned a few comments. I've pinned a few questions and things like that I will get to. But yeah, if I missed anyone, I do apologise. And Normski is in the house. Normski is here. He had a lovely little live today. He was down playing a bit of football with his young lad. Right at the end, you said you thought your young lad pulled a muscle. Normski, was he all right, or was he just He didn't tear his hamstring now, did he?
Yeah. Arteta was pushing him too much, mate.
Was it grade 3?
Good, yeah. No, it was a grade 5. Yeah.
Grade 5, phase 5.
I got nothing left. Ian Beale settings, mate.
Were you squeezing the last bit out of him, were you?
Yeah, man. Got to, right?
That's it.
Yeah, man. Big up to everybody, man. Big up. So well, go on, people.
And how are you doing? Did you hear the Sesko deal is meant to be done?
This is, bro. I am absolutely, as Views has said, why are we spending 93 million or 92 million on a prospect?
Yeah.
What's going on here, man?
Not even a good prospect, Norms.
Not even, yeah. When I saw that, my heart just sank. My heart absolutely sank. I don't know what we're doing, and I don't know if it's because I was saying to somebody I was talking with someone on WhatsApp, and I was saying it might be because they've already had these deals lined up before Berta come in. That's the only thing I can think of. And my mate was sort of saying to me, "Well, got more power than Arteta. Can't he stop this and whatever?" So I said, "I just don't know, mate. But why are you going for a guy? 60 million. You could do the 60 million release course and still have money left over. But we're spending 92 million pounds. I don't get the guy. I don't get Arteta at all, man. I don't get this guy. What the fan base going to say? Because everybody wanted Yakarez now. Now it's Sesko. What are they going to say now? What's going to happen with the goalpost now? Oh, he's got a high ceiling. Well, it's just ridiculous, man. I'm cheesed off now. Absolutely cheesed off now. You know what I mean? We're getting, as far as I'm concerned, we're getting bang average players in, man. Again, it's just going to be the same old, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, that's the problem, though, Normsky, isn't it? It's the same thing. I think we're all very deflated by this. And I think it's more than just being Sesko being a bad player. I think with Zubamendi and Sesko now, it's like, well, what's Berta's job then? Just to get a cheaper deal for Arteta's players? Because to me, it doesn't make any sense. But the only one with the Sesko thing, and I've said it already, and I will repeat it, is that it might be that Yakarez has said no to us. But even so, there's got to be someone better than Sesko. There has to be someone. What about Osimhen? You know what I mean? What about Osimhen? What about your man Ekatike? What about... There's so many forwards out there that are better than this guy.
One guy was talking about that guy from...
Alvarez.
Yeah. Or Alvarez on reset. Do you know what I mean? That's just like... It's just
this fucking club, man. This fucking club. I am fuming tonight, God. Honestly, I am so upset.
We're gonna have to go through pain, people. I mean, this is what it is. Listen, Matt said it on our chat views. He said we're gonna have to go through pain, and we've gone through enough pain as it is already. Yeah, we've gone through enough pain. 5.5 years of pain, and now we're gonna be here. And that's why I'm saying nothing will change come next season, because what they're going to turn around and say is that this player needs time to develop. It needs at least 2 years. So they're going to give that excuse for Arteta to develop this guy, so that, I mean, some I posted it. I posted it in our chat. Yeah, this is what people are coming out and saying. Who's this guy? That's this Edward guy. The man is coming out and saying some craziness. Let me find it. I need to read it. What did he say?
Yeah, but why are we spending 92 million on a prospect?
What's I'm saying? It goes there. The future of our goal is secured. The future of our goals is secured. Benjamin Sesko become the best in the world.
Unbelievable.
Could.
Unbelievable.
Could.
Have any of you noticed? Have any of you ever? What's the word? Have any of you ever seen a sporting director get as much exposure in the media as Berta has? I can't remember.
The only time I can remember was Dennis Wise at Newcastle, but that was only for a month or two, and it's because he had never had any experience. Remember that's just because it was such a farce. But this sort of zooming in on him and all that, no, never ever seen it. Which made me think that maybe we were right that maybe he has got all this power. But again, it might just be the Arsenal PR machine just taking the attention off Arteta. Just take the attention off Arteta that he's failing. Now the Henry thing, they've just looked out again that it's right at the end of the season that Henry, and again, he didn't even say that much that was bad. He just said a few things that we thought it was 3 minutes or something of an hour and a half show that he said, and they asked him. But Arteta has looked out again that they fucking asked him right when he has no press conferences coming up, because the reporters are so cowardly that they never ask him any questions. But at least with this, they could have gone, oh, well, I didn't say this now, Mikel, but did you hear what Thierry said? And that way they can ask him through a third party, you know what I mean? But listen, I'll get on to Carl. Carl, you're here, man. The little lad's a dote. And that over here, that means a cute kid, by the way. I don't know if you use dote over there in case you think it's an insult. The little lad's a dote.
It's a doubt. It sounds like you don't know who the dad is. Fucking hell.
That's fucking concerning. I've done the DNA already. Fuck me. Anyway. Nah, big up, guys. First of all, apologies to my son. Just freaking decided to walk in, and he's just spotted the chicken on my desk. And he just ran in and just picked it up, and he just realised, oh, I'm on screen. Hello, everybody. So, nah, big up, guys. Big up, lads. Oh, Jesus.
Have you heard the news then that Sesko looks done?
For 93 million for a project player.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So
Yakarez is probably going to Liverpool then, I'd imagine.
If he does,
I'm getting.
It's over for 2 or 3 years at least if he goes there. For everybody. That's a dynasty if they get him.
Yeah. No, it is. Sesko will probably suit Arteta's style better, but if this is the same shit we're going to see from last season, then I don't want this. I generally do not want this. You know, Yakarez has been banging in goals for fun all season long, and he will be cheaper as well.
Yeah,
but yet we're going after Sesko, who basically, how many goals did he score this season?
13.
14, I think.
14. So he's basically scored the same as Kai Havertz does on average.
Yep. Yeah. On a good season. Yep.
We're just making the same mistakes, which is we're just rinsing and repeating with getting this player in.
Yeah.
I said this at the chat and Aaron stream earlier on. I said Yakarez is a Berta signing, Sesko is an Arteta signing.
Mm-hmm.
How much control has Berta actually got if this is actually deemed to be flipping true?
Well, my only thing, sorry to cut across, is that I think Yakarez has turned us down. That's all I can imagine is Yakarez has turned us down to go to either Liverpool, Chelsea, Barca, whoever. Yeah, because I've been saying since time that Yakarez won't come to us. He won't come to us. He's got too much self-respect as a striker. But sorry.
Yeah. It's not surprising to me. It's not shocking at all. Although saying that, I think I did see something come out earlier. Where is it? Here it is. Arsenal's pursuit of Martin Zubimendi faces hurdles as Real Sociedad express hint to keep the midfielder. Club president Aprobe and director Bretos urge patience, hinting at possible delays.
God, we're like a comedy club, man. We're like a comedy movie, this club.
Although,
we roll like an absolute comedy, man.
Leave him there anyway.
It's unbelievable.
Asking for him. Do you know what I mean? Leave him there, man. Like,
yeah, I
we
don't
need
even want
a fridge anyway. You know what I mean? We need a gunman, not a fridge.
This is unbelievable.
I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. Honestly, guys, this is the upside down.
It's time to go there, bro. It's time to go there. It's time to go there, people. It's time to go there. It's time to go there.
Get it. Wish I had my seat.
There he is.
You know what? Guys, listen.
I've got timing as well, Normsy, because I did want to show you something. I think I've shown a couple of this already, but I'll play it anyway for people in the chat that haven't seen it. This is a new Top Gunner. Sims knows ball. I don't know if you've seen him. Sims does not know any ball. He knows those balls. That's it.
Sims
this guy
knows
is an
hairy
absolute
ball.
Sims knows hairy balls. Wait till you see this, man. This is just Top Gunner. Top Gunner at its most. Let me just share the screen here, man. And Jesus Christ, this guy, man. There we go. Where you getting a load of this guy, right?
Oh, him. Oh, God.
Your best player is injured for half the season. All your strikers are injured for the rest of the season. Your captain is injured and misses a lot of games, and also many other injuries. When your left back is being asked to play left wing, when your
Right. Let me just stop it there, right? Our left back that Arteta has never, ever played. So they're using the excuse that Tierney was injured. He never even plays him. So that falls straight on its face, right?
EDM is being asked to play striker when you face really dodgy decisions again
Shut up.
and again. All these
One dodgy decision. The Miles Lewis Skelly red card is the only one we didn't deserve, and that got rescinded, and we won the game.
players missing, red cards, injuries. To add to that, the board not spending a single penny to replace these players. When a team faces all those problems, they don't sit second place in the Premier League after 29 games. They're usually down here.
Now, who said that, guys? Who said that in the press conference about finishing any other team, guys? 15th position, and this is with 10 games left, right? So this is the exact time when Arteta said it, which proves that they are a cult. They literally repeat whatever he says and use it as fact.
In Europe, definitely wouldn't see them in a Champions League quarterfinals playing Real Madrid. All that on top of the fact that we're still 19 games unbeaten against the big six in the Premier League.
Jesus
Oh
Christ!
my goodness! Oh my!
God!
I've seen this guy before.
This guy has 10,000 followers on Instagram. 10,000 followers listening to this absolute clown, man.
7 games unbeaten against Chelsea in a row. Just not.
Oh my days! That's a new one.
Jesus Christ!
Normal. It's underrated. It's underappreciated what Mikel Arteta and the players have done this season to keep Arsenal competing, to keep them in and around top 4, title race, Champions League football. Everything they've done this season is nothing short of exceptional.
Exceptional. This is coming from the B. This is coming from the B-Tech Raj from the Big Bang Theory. What are we doing here?
You can't do
It's
two
just
things at
such
once.
dribble.
I don't know if you can do. I feel to bring up the card. These are all the categories, bro. Top going to big.
He ticks them all off. Dudes, he ticks them all off, man.
To the circumstances, the situation, you have to appreciate it. You still see people who want Mikel Arteta out. Are you delusional? If the board fixed the act, if they spend in the summer, if the players can stay
in the
fit,
kettle
we're not
black
as
here.
unlucky as we are.
He called us delusional.
Pot kettle black here. Fucking hell.
It's unbelievable.
This season, next season, we will win stuff. Just be patient. When your best players injured,
who says that?
I mean, it is unbelievable. And then I just want to get into these as well because these are just classic. I don't know if you've seen this one from the legend himself. 8 out of 10 seasons.
Fucking Odigard.
Did you see him picture with Josh Concrete as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see that.
I ain't seen it.
And
I bet.
this one here is great because we don't need to fear, right? Because Henry, the greatest ever forward we've ever had, one of the, if not the greatest player we've ever had, a man whose football insights are through the roof. When you hear him talk about football, he sees things that no one else sees. We should not be worried that he said that we're in trouble or that he said that about the injuries because there's someone that knows more. He's called the Gal, and he said, we competed for the Premier League the last 2 seasons before this year. I understand we didn't reach a cup final. There's definitely room for improvement, but I don't think it's cause for concern. People, we do not need to worry anymore about what Henry said because the man who thought that Van Persie came through our youth system, has said that everything's okay. I just thought up a couple of more Top Gooner tweets about. There's one more about Henry, which says, a failed manager like Thierry Henry trying to throw shade on Mikel. Why was he quiet when Arsenal went a whole decade winning nothing while spreading their ass each time they met a top 6 side under Wenger? His take reeks of pure and absolute jealousy.
Well,
this is what we were dealing with.
Well, correction, it wasn't fucking 10 years. It was 9 years. So you need to know your history about that.
Yeah, and we won 3 FA Cups in the
and we won 3 FA Cups in the last 5 years. So hold that
nonsense. And here's a couple of tweets about Chelsea's winning. I'm not saying the Conference League is
I saw this.
I
To be honest, no,
I wouldn't celebrate if Arsenal won the Conference League.
No, you wouldn't.
This is what we're dealing with. I wouldn't celebrate. And this one here also says, I would rather lose a Champions League final than win the Conference League. This is the standard that we have set at our club, man. This is the standard that these mutants out there set at our club. And I just finish off with one from my new public enemy number 1. This pink eye fucking goon who's out there spreading shit, right?
Pinkus.
You know Pinkus, you know the my Arsenal are in trouble, crunkies. You know that guy. He has said this about the Ronaldo leaving, right? Happy for us to pay $1 million a week for a past his best 40-year-old, as long as I can get just one Sui at the Emirates. This is what we're dealing with, people. This is what we're doing. These are the core of the popular Arsenal fans out there. That guy has 120,000 people that follow him on Instagram. That guy gets access to the club. That guy has met Ian Wright. He interviewed Gilberto Silva, said, one of my all-time heroes. Yeah, you were 2 when he went invincible, mate. 2, which means you were 4 when he left the club. This is it, man. These are the people that are out there representing our club. Lawrence, I mean, back in the day, they would have, if they had gone to hybrid, they would have just got weighed in, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, like I said before, when Terry Neal got sacked, right, the fans wouldn't stand for it. They all piled out the ground after we got knocked out by Walsall in the League Cup, and they were protesting outside the main stand. And eventually, the board caved in because the toxicity was so bad. They had to do something. They were getting threats from fans saying that they had to get rid of Terry Neal. But not with these mugs in our fan base today. No, they're too busy in their mud huts in Nigeria and Kenya, superimposing faces of players we're linked with onto Arsenal shirts when they haven't even signed for us.
Thanks.
Aaron, what's your take on these tweets dismissing the Conference League and dismissing, you know, everything about that's the Conference League's not a big tournament. Let's not get it wrong, but they've completed the set and it's a tournament. It's a winner's medal. Where do you stand on this, on just dismissing other people's achievements?
Do you know what? It's bollocks, yeah. Because I remember going back to the Birmingham Cup final, yeah, that we obviously ultimately lost. And I actually had that sort of frame of mind with that. I'm like, do you know what? It's a League Cup, but bearing in mind that went too far from Arsenal being reasonably successful. I thought, yeah, do you know, it's a League Cup. We went 1-0 down, and I was fucking livid. I was mad. I was fuming. So it does mean something. It does. No matter how much you paint it towards yourself, towards others, winning trophy means something. It's a trophy. I'd take Chelsea's place in winning trophies. They've flown out wherever that final was at. They've flown out. They've had a little holiday. They've celebrated. They've seen their team lift the trophy. We haven't in 5 years. It's ridiculous, really, when you think about it. I learned off of my own mistake doing that. And then trust me, like them Chelsea fans, you might have had some of the Chelsea fans going, oh, yeah, you know, it's only the Conference League. When they went 1-0 down and an equaliser went 2-1 up, you'll see how much it means to them. I bet you they celebrated then. So they kicked themselves up the backside and went, oh, yeah, it's still a trophy. Oh, yeah, we've still had somewhat of a successful season. Arsenal haven't had a successful season in any metric whatsoever. We haven't won anything. We weren't even close to winning anything. We weren't even competing in either semi-final that we were in. Not even close. We got taken a piss out of over 4 legs. It's just fact. So yeah, well, I'd have the Europa League or the Conference League, whatever bloody competition it is. They see success, don't it? We haven't seen success. Like, I don't know where people get off in like trying to bully or trying to take the piss out of people's, you know what I mean, successes and things like that. Like, I'd sort of half understand it if we were Real Madrid and going, you know what, yeah, calm yourselves down, Chelsea. You know, it's only Europa Conference League. If you've just won the Champions League, maybe. I'd sort of half understand it or see it from a banter's perspective. But not from Arsenal's. We ain't won anything. We're not even close to winning anything. How dare anyone in this fan base take the piss out of an achievement of a club that's won something? Who the fuck are they? Like, it's ridiculous. Imagine that. Imagine someone who's trophyless, who's a failure, taking the piss out of someone who's succeeded. What world are we living in? Oh, yeah, YouTube, where Arsenal are just complete and utter mongs. It's ridiculous. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's just desperation, isn't it? It's pure desperation. Yeah. Pure desperation.
Big up to Kyle as well, by the way.
Big up to Kyle. Kyle, you're in the house, man. How are you doing today? How's the little one first off? Hope everything's all right at home.
Everything is good, Shane. Everything is good, brother. And I had to jump on. I can't miss this show with all the great legends on the screen here in front of me. And big up to like Aaron always says, the the world class chat. So big up to you all.
Yeah, man.
Did
Just
you
want to
hear
say
that?
something there, Shane. I just want to
Go on,
ask a
go on.
question. Before I jumped on, I was listening to you there in the background. Is that true that Sesko is on the way to Arsenal?
According to Romano, he's really wrong. According to him, yeah.
93 million.
Something like that, yeah.
That's a reported fee. To be fair, Fabrizio doesn't report the fee. However, the fee was reported this morning or late last night. I mean, it's horrendous that Fabrizio Romano's reported that he's coming to us anyway. It will be an absolute knife in the back, the heart, the head, the wherever, the bollocks. If it actually is also 93 million, that is also factual. I mean, finished. Wrap up.
Fucking
That's
delete
that
the
done.
one.
Put me, freeze me cryogenically, whatever the word is. Wake me up again next year or when he's sacked. Might as well. What's the point?
This club is
Sack the league off.
This club
This
is
club's
dead.
gone. This club's
I
gone.
said this. I've been saying this for a long time now. This club is dead.
Mm.
Sesko on the way to Arsenal Football Club. I don't give a fuck if it's only 15 million. This man is not good enough to play for Arsenal Football Club. It's as simple as that. This just goes to show the standards of this club. It goes to show me the ambition of this club. And I'm saying it now, if we're getting the likes of this fucking clown, and this fella is a clown, by the way, we are winning nothing again next fucking season. What is the difference between him and Kai Havertz? No difference. Two fucking donkeys together.
Age. That's it.
That's it.
That's it, age, yeah.
We're finished. We're done out here. I'm sick. I just heard it there a second ago. I was listening to the car there talking about. I'm fucking sick of this. Where is the ambition? I just don't know. Is this club excited to finish in the top four? Is this what this club is? Just finish in the top four and everything is okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucking sick of it. 21 fucking years waiting for a league title. And when I'm getting reports about Sesko coming to us for 93 fucking million, by the way,
Better not be
it's
true.
fucking embarrassing. We're laughing. And then I hear lads saying to me about the Conference Cup and the Europa League title. That doesn't mean I fuck off. Chelsea is after winning another European fucking trophy.
That's what it boils
the
down to,
only
Carl.
team to win the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League. And what have we done? Winning nothing. That's what we're doing. And the Arsenal fan base have the cheek, the audacity to jeer Chelsea, to jeer Spurs. Fuck off. And then tell me that the Europa League, sure, well, you don't need the Europa League, Kyle. You don't need the Conference League. Big wake-up call. And I'm sure the rest of this great panel here in front of me celebrated in 1994 when we won the Cup Winners' Cup. Fucking good enough then, wasn't it?
One of my favourite moments, Paul. One of my favourite moments.
One of my favourite nights as an Arsenal fan, and I'm 40 years supporting this club, and that night was one of the best nights of my fucking life. And now I'm getting Arsenal fans telling me that the Europa League don't matter, the Conference League don't matter.
Sorry.
Fuck off.
Exactly.
I swear to fuck them, I am sick of this. Standards on the ground. Failure after failure after failure after failure. How many more fucking years will we put up with failure? Because it's another failure season next fucking season. And I'm saying it already. It's about time people woke up. This is Arsenal Football Club. Not fucking Queen's Park Rangers. And it's hurting me. It's hurting me. Look at this fucking shit. Other clubs winning everything. While we're fucking around and everyone's celebrating second place. Fuck second place. Want the second place to win? Fuck all. Fuck off of this shit. Sick of it.
Yeah, and you talk about the Cup Winners' Cup. Lawrence travelled halfway across the world to watch it, Lawrence, didn't you?
Yeah, I flew from Los Angeles to London. Arrived in London that weekend. I would to see us lose to West Ham at Highbury 2-0. And then the Monday, I got on a coach from Highbury that took me to Copenhagen. Took a couple of days. couple of ferries, and got to Copenhagen on the day of the game. And one of the best nights in my life as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
And then after the game was over, I had to come all the way back, 2 ferries back, got back to London at, God knows, like 2 o'clock Friday morning, and then I had to be up at 4 o'clock to get back to Heathrow to get my flight back to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But it's one of the best nights of my life being there to witness that in Copenhagen.
Yeah, but Lawrence, it's not to tell you, pal. That means nothing, pal. That means nothing. Oh, don't worry about it. That's a shit cup.
Yeah.
Shit cup. Fuck off this Arsenal fan base.
That's what these Arsenal fans, the modern day fans, will tell you when they're dismissing Tottenham and they're dismissing West Ham and they're dismissing Chelsea. It means nothing. It means nothing. We're only after the majors. Well, how long's it been since we got one of the majors?
Exactly.
The 2 majors they're after. We haven't won the league in 21 years and we've never won the Champions League. Why do they think that's suddenly going to change now? Why are they setting their standards to that? We want anything. At this stage, we want anything.
You forget, Shane, according to Arteta, we won 2 community shields as well.
Sorry, I forgot about them. I forgot about that. And a few Emirates Cups as well. We got a few Emirates Cups as well. He'll start counting them soon. Trust me. Does someone put a couple of good points here? I just want to get to the chat. Darius says, Kane, Guirassy. I love Guirassy, by the way. Ekatike, Boniface, top player as well. Schick, Kleindenst, Burkak, Voltameda are all better than Sesko. They're all better than Sesko. There's plenty of players out there that are better than Sesko. And KLS put in a great point saying the idiots of the fan base might be willing to give Sesko time, but do you think Saliba, Gabriel, and Saka will?
Nope.
Do you think that they're going to be sitting there going, oh, do you know what? I'm going to stay now because we're getting Sesko in? That, if anything, that'll push a lot of them over the edge. Go, do you know what? I'm leaving. If this is the ambition we're showing, I am leaving. Viewers, I don't know where you stand on this. If you were a player in the Arsenal team and you were already considering leaving, and then you hear, oh, we might be getting Yakarez, you're like, okay, do you know what? I'll stay. We might put a push. And then they roll in. I always say it. They dangle the beauty queen. All year, they'll dangle the beauty queen. And then they send you home with a pig. And that's what they've done again if this Sesko thing is true.
Well, yeah, I need to laugh. I'm just trying to calm down a bit because, I'm just like, I'm absolutely I'm fucking fuming, bro. Like, honestly, this club is disgusting. Maybe they was always trying to get Sesko. Then, as soon as Berta come in, they started pivoting with the Yakarez news. Well, what I hope is not true. What I hope is not true is that we're going to be paying this 90-odd million, because I heard that they're bringing it right down to 60 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So wouldn't it be typical Arsenal to save 5 million? Do you know what I mean? Go for the Arteta guy anyway. Like, it's just disgusting, bro. We know who should have come through the door, and look at who we're getting. Saliba's already look like his head's been turned a little bit. I'm hearing that there might be some hiccups in the contract. He wants to be paid like he should be. Do you know what I mean? As one of the biggest earners of the team. So maybe that's a little, and then maybe that could be a little pivot towards Madrid. And now with Sesko coming in, like, is he even better than Havertz? He's taller than Havertz, but is he even better than Havertz?
That's about it.
Probably not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just, again, it's just the unprecedented summer, this, that, and the other. Liverpool got their big boy pants on. Players want to play where there's a project, where there's something that looks like it's all going on there. Yes, if these players stay with us, Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, then maybe they're just mercenaries, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe you have to question their ambition, because, this year that's just passed should have been third time lucky. I now believe we've missed our chance to win. And now moves like this is just setting us back another year, 2 years, maybe even more, to be fair. This is just absolutely dire, guys. Absolutely. I don't want to hear no one's excuses. I don't want to hear no one talk to me about stats. His stats ain't saying nothing. 14 goals 1 year, 13 goals the other.
Yep.
It just goes without saying, Yakarez is a no-brainer. If you're not going to get him, Osherman, Julian Alvarez, there's better out there.
Yeah.
It just smacks. And I said, didn't I? When Berta came in, I didn't want to go too gung-ho and saying Berta we trust and all this other shit, because I said Arteta has won every battle at this fucking club. Every fucking battle at this club, this dickhead has won it. And here we go again, guys. There's a here you go. Here we go. Here we go again, innit? He's struck again. He struck again. Fucking hamburger. I'm sick of this guy. He's the cancer of this club, innit? Why would Berta come in to be a yes man? because this is what it's looking like. I know some people have had the angle that he might be giving him rope to hang himself, but we ain't got time for that.
We haven't got time for that.
Ticket holders, if they're happy with that, like this is a
Yeah.
joke, guys. This is a joke. Honestly, sorry, I'll let someone else.
Yeah.
Come. This is
No. But what other big club would move that way? Views where you sort of give him the rope to hang himself. I do understand the concept that they want him to quit. I get that they want to try and save money, and I wouldn't put it past his board. But just cut the cord, just sack him, pay him 30 mil, sack him, get him out. Normski, Lothar Matthäus, you remember Lothar Matthäus, Ballon d'Or winner 1990, one of the best players that was around the time. He said that Sesko is just a mix of Havertz and Werner.
Yeah,
and I don't want either of those guys in my club. So what are we doing here now?
Yeah, I saw that. But from the start, when I knew we was linked with him before this season and last season, I'm thinking, why are we getting a prospect? We know we need to get over the line, and we're waiting for a prospect. It's going to be 2-3 years before this guy really gets. How do we know that he's going to be able to hit the ground running? And the fact is that he didn't want to come in the first place. And the first time that he was linked with us is because he didn't have assurances from the club or Arteta that he may well start. Because Havertz at the moment now, you're going to have, some people are saying, well, they're happy for Havertz to rotate. Are you going to somebody that's been paid 290 million? Sorry, I keep saying 90 million, £280,000 on the bench, money wasted. This guy doesn't. His contract runs to what, 2028, 2029, and he ain't going to be on the bench, right? And you're going to be paying 90 odd million, even if it comes out. Even if he was paying 10 million, I wouldn't take the guy. I wouldn't be taking the guy.
Yeah.
When we're supposed to do what we're meant to do, we just don't do. We always keep falling short. And that's what I said earlier on. All that's going to happen is if we don't do it next season, it's going to be because he's developing. That's what it is. That will be the excuse. I haven't got time for it now. We're 6 years in now, and you're bringing in. Honestly, when I heard it, man, I'm just absolutely deflated. Absolutely, I was just thinking, please, man. Let me close my eyes and wake up and just say it was all one big dream.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not. Do you know what I mean?
It's not.
It's not.
No, that's the painful thing.
I'm just literally...
what people haven't considered is, like, if we go another couple of years of not winning anything, most of these players that we've got in our squad are going to be in their mid to late 20s. Do you think any of them are still going to stick around if we still haven't won anything?
No.
They'll all want to go elsewhere.
Yeah, 100%. And this is why, especially now, this Sesko thing has just sort of hit. I was sort of holding on to a little bit of hope that maybe we might see a change, or maybe, but this is just sort of, I don't know, it's knocked the wind out of me. Carl, I'm struggling to get any enthusiasm for next season. Any enthusiasm. I'm dreading it, if anything. I don't know how you feel. Do you feel that the summer will regenerate? And because we are Arsenal fans, we always come back for more punishment, or what way do you feel about next season now? Because I was like, regardless of who we sign, we're screwed, even if we get Yakarez. But now I know we are. Now I know we're definitely outside the top 5. I don't know where you stand now. Are you able to get G'd up at all for next season?
I'm more interested in 2 months' time when I fuck off to Madrid with North Side and League Gunner, to be fair, to be honest with you. I will throw this out there, though. So Harry Symeou has put a tweet out. So it was literally about 2 minutes ago. So I'm just going to let you read this, okay? We've wanted a top striker for what feels like an age. There's a weird sort of anxiety around it all because we're so desperate to see the club make the right choice. My preference for a while has been Yakarez, but clearly Sesko is a really good centre forward too. The stats lie. So the stats are lying then, are they? By the way, Gabriel Magalhaes' contract talk has just been accelerated, apparently. There we go. PR to freaking cover up the fucking Sesko bullshit. Anyway, the interest has been there for a while. It goes back as far as last summer and sounds like the question was asked in January too. Despite Berta's arrival with the Zubamendi thing and now this, it appears Arsenal are looking to execute a plan that predates the Italian's arrival. So much for him ripping up Arteta's shopping list when he walked in.
What did I say earlier? What's the fucking point in Berta being at them? Why didn't he come next summer?
I'm starting now I'm starting to have fucking anxiety over this
This
now.
guy's a fucking prick. Let me just tell you that. This fucking semi-face, whatever his name is, he can
He's
do
an
us,
idiot.
bro.
He's an
Absolutely.
idiot, man. He's another one that's just there for popularity. Just there for popularity. Glazing this guy. He had to put that bit about Yakarez because obviously he's been. I don't watch him because I can't stomach him. But I put money he's been gassing up Yakarez all summer, all year, and saying this is the missing piece. And now that he sees he's not getting it, he has to go. Oh yeah, but I did think maybe Yakarez, but Sesko is the answer, and blah 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 blah.
Well,
give it a day or two, man.
Well, hang on a second, Shane, because if he does. If Sesko does come through the door, guess what, Top Gooners? You got your striker now, so there's no fucking excuses then, is there?
Exactly.
And also, Top Gooners actually starting to have been having his patience tested. I stood by it out for 5 years, and this news about Sesko is really testing my patience. Oh, is it? Oh, is it? All right. Well,
no. He's part of the problem. He's part of the problem. He's part of the problem with Egal. He's part of the problem with all these, with the mutant channel, with all that stuff. Aaron, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing here with this? Oh, sorry, I didn't read you.
You're good. We're fucking it up again, ole. That's what we're doing here. What we're doing here is making sure that proper fans, like the 7 on this panel, and the numerous watching in that world-class chat of ours, world-class community of ours, we're just ensuring that our time's fucking wasted yet again. That's what we're doing. Because guess what? It has been wasted yet again. Might as well just fast forward to 29th of the 5th, 2026, when Berta's actually going to do something then. What's the point in him being here then? If that's all correct, what's the fucking point in being here? Might as well just kept Edu again. What's the point? Arteta's just got another free reign. What's the point in him being here? Payday. Oh, great. Our Italian mafioso, who was all expecting to come in and do the business, has just gone, I'll just start next year. Yeah, well, we were hoping that he was going to be ripping that list up instead of putting it on the fridge as a joke. He's actually put it on top of his fridge and gone, right, well, Mikel Arteta's got this season sorted. I'll just start working next year. Oh, that's cool, because, that's another 1,500 quid, thousands of pounds of my money wasted, hundreds of hours of my time wasted, yet again, because Arteta's got his way in the transfer market, clearly, because Zubamendi's through the door. Now Sesko's through the door. Next Williams might be through the door. There you go. What's the fucking point?
You do realize we could have got Yakarez for less than what we're going to pay for Sesko, and get Jonathan David on a free.
That's what I'm saying. This is what we're saying. I don't know what his obsession. I don't know what his obsession is. Yeah, because he knows that this guy's going to go on track back and whatever. He doesn't like out and out strikers. That's just and then you got Egal saying, "Oh yeah, he's a better all round footballer than." Listen, all I care about is somebody putting the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, and that's what Yakarez does.
The only sign in this, sorry, Norm, the only reason why this sign would make any sense if he was Manchester City. That would be the only reason it makes sense. Why? Because you've got Erling Haaland up top. Very similar like for like, and Sesko can learn off Haaland. That's the only way that you could justify it. We don't have... What is... Someone in the chat, what is Sesko going to learn under Kai fucking Havertz? Please tell me.
How to fall down? How to fall down? That's all I can think of.
How to look miserable.
You got to remember that price was put up. That price was put up. That's not what he was going for originally. When we was looking at Sesko, a season and a half ago, whenever it was, that was around about the 50 million mark we was looking at him. They've chucked another 40, nearly 50 million on top.
Yeah.
Chetman, is Zubamendi coming to Arsenal?
Apparently it's being delayed again now. It's been delayed again.
Well, just say he does score. That's 50 million. And then say another 90 million, say 100 million for Sesko. There's another 150 million on 2 other players, right? He's already up to spending 750 million. That would bring it up to 900 million. And then if he doesn't win a trophy next year, what the fuck is the Top Gooners going to be saying then? It's almost on top of £1 billion, this fucking squad. And they're not good enough, Shane, to win the Wexford fucking Cup here, man.
100%, man.
It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. I'm fuming. I was actually having a bit of a good day today. And then I turns on my phone and I'm listening to Carol talking about Sesko coming for 93 million. And I was coming in the door to jump on, and I starting the fucking smoke is coming on me. I'm starting to fucking freak. This is what this club does to
100%
you.
agree. 100%
You're up here
agree.
1 minute and you're fucking rock bottom the next. This fucking club, lads.
Yeah. No, listen,
Wild.
that's exactly the way it is, man. That's exactly the way it is. And listen, there's over 100 of you in the house. Make sure that you are liking the page. Make sure you're subbing to all the guys. Most of them are pinned to the top because the ones that we could fit in. And Vigilante has put the rest of them, as he always does, the Burkamp of the mods, man, as he sees everything before everybody else. He has put the rest of them in the chat. So make sure you sub to everybody. As I say before, it makes a big difference. And smash the likes. Get those likes up because it works with the algorithm and all that stuff. I used to wonder why people said smash the likes when I saw these people like Dan Potts with 2,000 people in there saying smash the likes. I was saying, you've already got 2,000 people watching. What are you doing, you needy bastard? But apparently it helps with the algorithm and stuff like that. So make sure you smash the likes and make sure you sub to the guys because it makes a big, big difference. It makes a big, big difference. Gianni is in the house. This guy knows his ball and he knows passion and he knows Napoli. And he said earlier on that how are we worse than Napoli now? But we are, man. Napoli are a proper club, run a proper way. They were in trouble a few years ago, but now they know when to sign, who to sign, and they most of all, they have a good manager. He says there's at least 10 to 15 strikers better between Serie A and La Liga, yeah, and Bundesliga as well, all those leagues. There's strikers all over the place. People always say there's no number 9s out there, but we mentioned it before, Boniface. Didn't he go for 20 million, I think, last year? 20 million, man. The chap's a goal machine. There is players out there. We just don't sign them. That's the problem. World-class chat, world-class panel. Big up, lads. Sesko, for fuck's sake, proves this club isn't serious about winning. Arteta out. Oh, Hanlon, you're an absolute legend. Absolute legend. Always in my chat. Very supportive. And you're 110% right. Omar says they sacked Emery. Why not sack Arteta? Make it make sense, Omar. Make it make sense to me, please, because I don't understand it. I don't understand why that happened, and I don't think anyone on the panel does either. Okay, there was people that wanted Emery out, but why do they hold standards for him and not for anybody else? And I'll go to run around the panel with this one very quickly because Mem Screamer says, Shane, do you think Arsenal need a backup keeper? I'm of the belief, and I know Aaron's the same, but I'm of the belief that back in the day, your backup keeper used to either be a really exceptional kid from the youth team or a really old keeper who's been there, done it, and you get him on a free and you give him a small wage and say, look, you're going to be backup. Lawrence, would you be spending 20, 30 million on a backup goalkeeper? Or would you just be using someone from the youth team or getting someone like Chesney out of retirement like Barcelona did?
No, personally, I would sign Kelleher from Liverpool and get rid of Raya. I think Kelleher is a way better keeper. I think Kelleher is a way better keeper.
Would he swap being a backup keeper at the Champions to be a backup keeper at the Bridesmaids? No. That's the thing. But I get what you're saying. I'd have him, but I just don't think he'd do that. That's a poor.
Yeah, no, but Lawrence, because you're not a Raya fan at all, aren't you? You even prefer Ramsdale to Raya.
No, well, Raya is just a frustrated left back. He can't stay in his goal area. You know, I'm tired of seeing him standing on the left side of the box, right, when he should be stuck in his goal area. Because how many times did we see it this season that he gave the ball away because he was stuck out on the left side of the pitch? You know, remember the goal against Crystal Palace? What the fuck was he doing there? You know, I've got no time for Raya. You know, I never rated him. The way that Ramsdale got kicked out the club to bring this clown in is out of order. Was out of order. Right.
Yeah, it's typical
A
Arsenal,
goalkeeper must stay in the area. He should be playing in fucking left back.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. 100% agree. But it's the way Arteta wants to play. It's the way he wants to play. Aaron, look, I know you need to go, man. Do you want to shout out your channel? You're back in the morning for your morning show? Oh, sorry, no bother. Normski, do you think we need a backup keeper? Or would you be the same as just go for bring up someone from the youth? We should be spending the money in other positions.
Yeah, we do. I think, obviously, the Garcia, apparently, is it, what's the name looking at him? Is it Real Madrid or Barcelona?
Yeah, apparently so, yeah.
When I heard that he was coming, it's whether he wanted to come and be a number 2 behind Raya. And I know what Lawrence is saying regarding the Ramsdale situation. I think that was handled really bad. Well, I mean, in terms of the keepers that we've got, obviously Neto has gone back, which was just a waste of space in being there. You know, somebody that's trying to save a goal outside his 18-yard box is just unbelievable. We do need a backup keeper. I know we've got Tommy Setford. We've got is it Carlisle? He's on loan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out at he won the league actually, David Copenhagen, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, if anything, bring him back and make him be that number 2. Because we need to be I say we need to be spending in the striker department, but it obviously evidently looks like we are, but we'll be wasting our money. I would say, yeah, we do need a decent backup keeper. I mean, you've got the Kelly guy. I mean, whether he wants I think he wants first team, and I think he's linked with going to who is it? Brentford? Is it Brentford? Or one of them clubs? I can't remember which club it is. I know he's linked with going to one of them. It might be Brentford, I think. So I think if he was to come in, I think he would want first team player, and I think he's a good keeper. Raya, over the last couple of months, has been doing a madness. You know, what I mean, playing out of his box as a left back, as Lawrence alluded to. And towards the end of the season, he has been dropping a few clangers. But yeah, I would say getting an half decent backup keeper to Raya. But we just don't know with this club. We don't know how Arteta is going to go about it. Do you know what I mean? Because I think if he did bring in that guy Garcia, it might be the same situation with the Ramsdale situation, because he is a good keeper. So yeah, we do need a backup keeper, but who? I don't know.
Kasper Schmeichel. Get him in.
Oh yeah, he's a sharp.
Get him in. Cost a couple of million. Last 2 years minimum. There you go. You look at all the other, but bar some of them, like the Keller, who was a younger keeper that turned really good, and then it will go. Yeah. Now go through all the other like world class backups or the goalkeepers across the top 6 that compete for 1-on-1. It don't exist. It's something that Arteta's created. Something that's Arteta's created. Do you know what I mean? It's totally something is manufactured by Arteta. Guess what? Like, if David Raya, just like all the other positions, he never rotates, is going to be fit and healthy for most of the other position, what's the point in having a 30 million goalkeeper on the bench? All you're going to do is, we've seen this before in Ramsdale, piss him off and sell him for half the value. What is the point? Oh, and also, if we're now going to be spending 100 million on Sesko, where are we getting 26 million for this Garcia from? And if that is the case, then why are we spending 26 million pound of our money on a goalkeeper? Why are we doing this shit? Well, because I'll tell you why. Because this manager don't know what he's doing, and evidently, Berta ain't gonna fucking stop him from making these mistakes. Worrying. At the minute, I'm fuck you, Berta. I'm not.
But you know what, Aaron? Can I just come back on that? Yeah, Aaron, can I just come back before you dash off?
Of course.
I mean, the theory with the Berta situation, I think, I'm not Lawrence. Shane sort of kind of said it about maybe just giving. I know it's a bit of a sacrifice, and we have to probably go through the fire. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a sacrifice to get rid of this manager. Maybe, but they're saying, right, here are the tools. Now get on with it. And if it fails, then there will be consequences. Because by December, if we're not competing, we're out of certain cups, and we're outside of the top 4. Then the club needs to act. And I think that's maybe what's happened. He's taken a gamble there by saying, right, fair play. Because, as I said, before he come in, a lot of these deals were probably down the line. The Sesko deal, the Zubamendi deal, what other deals are. And I know it seems like it's a waste of time him coming in now and trying to sort of, snap the rod, so to speak. You know what I mean? So it's a bit of a difficult one. For me, I would give him. I'd said it on another stream. I'd give him 2 years to see him bring in the right player that will suit the club profile. But as it looks now, because Yakarez was his player or his signing, and then you've got the Arteta thing going on there. I think because maybe it was so far down the road, or as Shane said, it might be that Yakarez has turned around and said, "No, I don't want to come to you." So he is, the next person kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a difficult one. We're in a rock and a hard place right here, guys. We are in a bit of a rock and a hard place, and we're just gonna have to see how the whole season pans out. Because Sesko for me is not that they drop signing that we're gonna go, oh my god. Because the minute I hear his name, my heart just sinks.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Norms.
It's like
I'll come back in a second. It's just Aaron has the leg, and he's got other appointments. Aaron, big up, man.
Big up.
Cheers for coming on as always, man. Cheers for coming on as always.
Thank you very much for having me, man. Absolute legends, every single one of you. The panel, world class. Chat, world class. Come on, love always. Every single one of you. Respect for Jane and all the panelists here, man. Subscribe to every single one of these panelists. They're all world class. Come on, man. Bringing you free content. And not just free content, but fucking good free content, man. Come on. Love, respect for all, every single one of you motherfuckers, yeah? Boom. Thank you very much for having me on. Love as always, man.
Big up, Aaron. Big up. Have a good one, man. Sorry, Normski. Yeah, but I agree with you with Sesko. You were saying that it's just, I can't get enthusiastic about it. I do wonder, though, because we're not the only ones that are after him. There is clearly other, and he had this potential a couple of years ago that maybe in time with a different manager, there might get something out of him. But it's hard to get excited about it, though, isn't it? Norms.
Sorry about it.
You're on mute, man.
I had to mute my mic because someone's coming downstairs. So. Yes, can you just repeat that again? There's a lot of noise going on in the background. Say that again. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, I was just getting back into the point you were making about with Sesko. It's hard to get excited about him. It's hard to get excited about a player that had potential 2 years ago, but to me, he hasn't reached anything close to it. Like we're saying, 14 goals, 13 goals.
Yeah.
And this is in a team where the team's built to supply him with non-stop chances. He'll get about 2 chances a game at Arsenal.
Exactly. And that's precisely the point. Because with what you're saying is absolutely correct. Because when they were looking back at him, he was he's now 21 now. So at the time they were probably looking at him when he was 19, 20. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So I have not seen no improvement. I've not seen any improvement. And he was a big part player for RB Leipzig. Yeah. He was coming on as a sub. I don't even know if he's even. I mean, I don't watch them. I'm not going to say I've gone there and watched him, but I'm a man like this. Yeah, I'll look at the profile of the player, look at his stats, and go, right, bro. I'm looking at Yakarez, 36 goals, 18 assists, or whatever mad assists it is, and I'm looking at Sesko, and I'm thinking, we need a killer right now. We need something right now. We've been saying it time and you've got rid of Aubameyang, and you've not replaced the guy. You've replaced him with a right winger or from Man City who can play across there. He's not a striker. He's an attacking player. Okay, who's now injured. You bring in Havertz, who you brought in as a midfielder, but you said yourself when you came up from preseason, I'm not too sure where this guy's going to play. Right? You then accidentally said, right, let's put him in the 9 or false 9, whatever. He had a bit of a purple patch when he was scoring all those goals against bottom sides, and everybody goes, "Oh, brilliant! He scored 13 goals." So that told us that we weren't going to go and get another striker, and exactly what's happened this season. We thought that Havertz was going to come in, and just because he played half the season that he played, where he scored 13 goals and he didn't bag in this first half of the season, people saying, well, if he had a full season, then maybe he would have been able to do it. No. This season, he got injured in February. People were crying out and saying, get a striker before this guy got injured. But people want to turn around and say, oh, the reason why we're not where we are is because Havertz was injured. Well, what was you doing for the first 5 months? That's a question you need to be asking. What was Havertz doing for the first month? And that's why Havertz is the problem. He's the problem why we are now going for a player like Sesko. Yeah, that's the reason why. Havertz in the side is the reason why we're going for a player like Sesko, because Arteta will not take this man out the side. He won't take him out the side. Yeah. So who's going to rotate him or what? Who knows? But I'm just hoping that there's somebody else that can come in and gazump him, because Chelsea could easily go and trigger Yakarez's release clause. They're in the Champions League. They've just won a cup. Yeah, they could easily trigger Man United. You know, you might look at Man United and think, bro, there's a lot of rebuilding to go on there. So I'm not ready to do that. He wants to probably have Champions League. So it's either could be Man City, could go to Barcelona, or he could even go to Liverpool. And if he does go to Liverpool, well, there's going to be a dynasty going on there. So yeah.
Well, that's the thing, that there's rumours now that around that Chelsea have triggered or looking to trigger Yakarez. So that's what I started to think that this morning now when I've said it for time that any self-respecting striker wouldn't come to Arsenal for the sheer reason that they won't get chances. And Yakarez mostly for me, because again, I'm repeating myself, but he's one of those forwards that made it really late. Like when he was, 24, he was still playing in the Championship. You know what I mean? So he's come up now late in his career that he's going to be very cautious about the move he makes, as in, I want to go, I want to keep scoring. I don't want to be seen as I could only do it in Portugal. I don't want to be... These guys don't just sort of go, okay, I'll go to Arsenal, they finish second. He will research everything about this club. He'll research the way, he'll watch videos the way they play. Will they suit the way I play? I mean, this is a life-changing move for him. He's not just going to make it on the back of, okay, he's going to list Arteta spoofing his shite. He'd rather go to Chelsea where he'll get a ton of goals. They score a rake of goals. They play open football. He'd rather go to Liverpool, of course. He'd rather go to Barca. And I even went as far as to say, don't be surprised if none of them come in for him, and it's just us that he stays in Portugal for a year. And I mean that. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. But I can see him going to either Chelsea or Liverpool. Liverpool will sign a striker. And with the Liverpool one, Darwin Núñez balled out in Portugal. He was pumping it for Benfica. That's why they signed him. He had that season. So he's still highly respected over there. They could go to Lisbon and say, look, let's say Darwin's worth 40 million. We'll give you whatever the rest of the clause is. We'll give you 20 million in Darwin Núñez, and they could get Yakarez. I'm sure that they'd get him on the same wage as what Darwin's on. And I mean, like I said, that's a dynasty then. Kyle, if Liverpool were to get Yakarez, they've already got Bertz, they've already got one of the best right backs in the world, and they've already signed the most promising left back in the world. They're all at a great age as well. Is that it for everybody else for 2 or 3 years at least?
Yeah, I think so. Shane. Yeah. I think Sloss is a good manager. He's a football man. I think they play good football. He does a few tweaks to Liverpool this season. They won the league by 10 points, and they're binding these top-class players. They're showing ambition. They're showing the standards. Why you just said there, Shane, that Núñez and that Yakarez will come, that they could do a deal. I have not heard once that Sesko is being linked to a Liverpool move. Not once.
Exactly.
So if Sesko was this world-class player, striker, well, why is Liverpool Football Club not talking about bringing Sesko into the club? Why are Barcelona not talking about bringing Sesko into the club?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So if he's not good enough for Liverpool or Chelsea, well, why the fuck is he good enough for Arsenal Football Club? You see what I'm saying about the standards, the different levels. But Shane, I want to make a big point. The point is that we're all sitting here tonight and we're talking about Sesko. Shane, I got news for everybody. We need to ship out about 10 players out of this current squad. And we have to buy in 10 players of top quality. Now, that's not going to happen. But the reality is that needs to happen. Because if it doesn't happen, we're going nowhere this season. I'm out on YouTube there. People say, Kyle, over by Halloween, because I said that last season. I'm saying right here, it's over already. Because I'm looking at Sesko being linked to us. I'm looking at Trossard on about getting a new contract. Havertz still on 280,000 a week. Thomas Partey getting another extension. I'm looking at all this kind of stuff going on. I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, don't see any ambition, don't see any standards. This club is fucking dead. Shane, I might be the only one on this panel saying it. I don't want Thomas Partey here next season. Yeah, he had a few good games there last season. So fucking what? His best days are behind him. It's time to move on. It's time to move away from all this shit. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're all failures. Every fucking one of them.
Yeah.
It's a big summer, Shane. And we need more than just fucking a striker. We need a left winger. Trossard and Martinelli are useless. We need Odigard. We need a creative spark in midfield. The club, lads, listen, the squad that we have right now, shambles. And now we're going to add in Sesko. Eddie Nketiah is better striker than Sesko.
That's some claim. That's
You know what
some
I'm trying to
claim.
say? It's a fucking joke, Shane. And you're talking about the goalkeeper. We don't need a second goalkeeper that's going to fight for the number 1 position. Because I don't trust this Ray. I don't trust him at all. So we're in serious fucking bother, Shane. We could talk and talk and talk. We're on a roundabout. I'm telling everyone we're in serious trouble because this fucking squad is not good enough and this manager is not good enough. And Bertie better start waking up and doing something about it. But here we are, gentlemen. We are where we are.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And as Gooner SE says, and big up Gooner SE, the legend, he says, look up the Luda in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Lego Head. And I fully agree. I didn't want to get to something that Mems Creamer said, which is, I'm just going to run through this quickly with everybody. Shane, what's your expectations for Arsenal next season? I'll come to Carl first. Who would you like at Arsenal in the summer to bring silverware for Arsenal fan? Yourself, enough is enough. I planted my flag quite early with this, and everybody will know that I said we're not getting top 5 next season, regardless of who we get. I did want Yakarez and I wanted Cunha, but it looks like we're not getting either of them. Carl, what would be your prediction for next season? What do you think will happen to us next season if Arteta stays in charge?
I would say we'll finish in the top 5. And that would be it.
That'd be it. Same old rinse and repeat then.
Yeah. But my stance has changed regarding of the trophies. Now, these top guys just want to dismiss the League Cup and the FA Cup because it's beneath us and all we should concentrate on is the Premier League and the Champions League. I have cherished the FA Cup and League Cup ever since I was a little kid. But if we're going to get this manager out, my stance has now officially changed. Win the league or Champions League or fuck off. Cups don't satisfy me this season now. They do not satisfy me this season. You spent too long trying to fucking go after the fucking big trophies instead of going after the cups. Sorry, but I want I want one of the 2 majors now. I love the FA Cup and the League Cup, guys, but that ain't going to be good enough anymore. 6 years of a process, and all we'll have is an FA Cup or a League Cup to show for our efforts. I think we are deservedly needing more than that.
Yeah.
Shame.
No, I fully agree. And the funny thing is, and I'll come to Lawrence now, and then I'll come to views after, because at the start of the season, Carl, we were all saying, if he wins the League Cup, give him another year. Cup, you know what I mean? Show us that he can win. It was the top Gooner saying, no, it has to be a major, as they call it. So they moved the goalpost. We were willing to give him more time if he won a League Cup. So, and we're meant to be the negative ones. Lawrence, what do you see happening next season if he stays in charge, regardless of who we sign? Do you see total disaster like I do, or do you think he'll get top 4 again?
The only silverware I see this clown getting for us is the cutlery from the canteen.
That's it for next season. No, I'm the same. I don't think we'll get top 4.
I can't see it, honestly, because every other team is going to bring in the signings they need. We're going to sit on our asses again. This transfer window, 2 transfer windows this summer. We're going to do fuck all. We're going to struggle to get the Zubimendi deal done. I don't know what point the Sesko deal is at the moment, but I know for sure that's going to take the whole fucking summer to complete as well. And we'll be sitting on our hands and knees waiting for these signings to get over the line, which Arteta won't do until the 11th hour of deadline day. And it'll be rinse and fucking repeat again. And I seriously hope we finish outside Champions League qualification. We get knocked out of all the cups, okay, and we finish halfway down the league, because that's the only way we're going to get rid of this clown.
Yeah.
And if our Berta is sitting in the background doing fuck all about it, he can fucking do one as well.
Facts.
Okay, facts. Views. You know, we discuss Arsenal quite often, and we're both realists. Everybody on this panel is a realist. I think that's why we get called negative. I think people have messed up the term realist with negative. Why don't you go support another team? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm with the lads on this. You know, that it will take an absolute disaster for this guy to get sacked. Unfortunately, all my hope that he'll get sacked has been gone with this Sesko deal. What do you think will happen next season, regardless of getting Sesko, regardless of if we were to get a winger and stuff like that? As we've discussed before, it doesn't matter who we get with his tactics. We're not going to score goals anyway. So what do you see happening next season? Do you see us getting top 4? Do you see us getting a trophy? I don't know what you feel about it.
No. I'm totally puffed out, guys. Like, the club has showed their hand with this transfer. Do you know what I'm saying? The PTSD of old, you know, the lack of ambition. What we're gonna do next season, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm not caring, bro. I'm kind of getting to that point. Yeah, Berta was the last line of defense where I'm like, maybe we can trust in Berta. I'm calling him Montgomery Berta and all kind of stuff like that. No, he's just Bert. Just take the A off his name. He's just Bert. How about I'm tired of this, bro. I'm so fucking pissed. I'm tired of this, bro. All of this unprecedented, all of this shit. How do they keep just believing it? Next season is just not only have we gone a step backwards with the season we've just had, but now they're doubling down, just like they did in January. So we had a shit summer, and they said, "Hold my beer in January. We're gonna blow that shit summer out the water." If you think that was bad, then watch this. And then now, after every other fucking team has won something, yeah, 2 London rivals winning something as well, especially them lot from down the road, he should be sacked for that alone. And then this is what we've got. Liverpool getting that transfer dopamine just after winning their 20th league fucking title. And we're talking about Florian Wirtz and Frimpong and Kirke. And we're talking about a fucking mini fridge in Zubimendi that we don't need. And the wrong striker. Again.
Jesus Christ.
What is the matter with this Lego head? What's the matter with him?
He should be sacked for the women's team winning the Women's Champions League.
Yeah, against
How
the best team in the world.
Embarrassing is that? A team that's managed by a woman who's only been in charge for 6 months.
Yeah, showing him how it's done, man. I'd fucking take her. I would take her in charge.
Shown up by managers left, right, and centre this year. Like you're asking, when is it enough? It's already been enough. Times 2, times 3, times 4. It's been enough. There's been a million reasons this year alone why this guy should be gone from our club. We're already gone backwards, and now we're going to go even further backwards. And I hear what other people on the panel are saying, and maybe he's going to get given the rope, and maybe this, but we ain't got time for it, guys. We really ain't. We just ain't. So even though I know that Arteta is going to struggle with some of these players, and I just wanted a few players with some backbone to maybe fight against. You understand? Like, maybe fight against what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Just show some sort of ambition. Like, if Arteta fuck them up, then it's even further vindication that he can't handle these type of players, because now the excuse is going to be, oh yeah, but he never got this guy, he never got that guy, because we never go in for them.
Yeah,
not properly.
I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the players down tools.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them. If we get off to a bad start next season, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the players are going to say, well, I've had enough of this.
They cannot.
Yeah, I think some of them are thinking that way already, Lawrence.
They cannot be motivated under this guy. How? Otherwise, we would have seen it. We've missed our best chance. He's flogging them into the ground. We've missed our chance to win.
Yeah.
We've missed it.
Yeah.
I don't even think we'll win cups next year. Sorry, I'll shut up. But I don't. It's done. We're done. We're done, bro. We're done.
No. The problem with cups is that they involve semi-finals, and we know what this guy's like in semi-finals. He can't get past them. He can't get past. He needs to take Viagra or something. He can't get past semis. Norbsky, what's your predictions for next season? Do you have even a hint of enthusiasm?
I only hope is if he proves us wrong. That's but only over if he proves us wrong. That is all I can. We have nothing. As Ian Bill said, I've got nothing. It's all gone.
Nothing left.
Like, seriously, that's where we're at, guys. We're right, and we're all literally this is how we're feeling right now, man. I'm feeling views pains right now. You know what I'm saying? You got, I'm just looking at some of the tweets or X comments from certain people. They're comparing him the giant, the bully, comparing him to Ibra, and he's gonna be our next Ibra. He's gonna be this. He's gonna be that. Oh, I'm like, you know what's gonna do, and what they're gonna do as well. They're gonna long this thing out, yeah. They're gonna long this thing out, and they're gonna make it build up the excitement of getting this guy. And they did the same thing with Calafori, and they did the same thing with Moreno. And look what we've got, guys. Look what we've got.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I say. I mean, man, like, what's his name in the back? Saliba must be looking and going, right. I thought the assurances that he was going to bring in a top class. We want to get over the line, yeah. I'm prepared probably to stay, yeah. Real Madrid is calling me, but Berta, you're saying that you're going to bring in this player and bring in that player.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're bringing in Sesko. Come on, man. Yeah, in his head, he must be saying, come on. No wonder the man is haggling over it. Pay me 300 grand a week and I'll stay. And that's the only reason why I'll stay. Yeah, I'll just stay for the money because we ain't going anywhere. I'll just stay for the vibes. This is what it is for Arsenal right now. Them players he's going to bring is just going to be vibes. If we have a good run in the cups, yeah, which, evidently the only one that we really have done well in is this season is the Champions League. I'm just like, honestly, I don't even know what to say. I'm literally flat.
Tapped out, mate.
Flat, tapped out, you name it. As soon as I saw that, when I saw the Fabrizio thing come, I was like, please let this be a lie. And I've seen all channels, man, just like, no, man, this is mad. This is
what they do to us, Norms, isn't it? It's what they do to us. And listen, Norski makes a great point there, Kyle. He makes a great point, and it needs to be spoken. And by the way, there's over 100 in the building. Make sure you're slapping those likes up, and make sure you're subscribing to all the panel. Vigilante keeps putting up the people. See, putting up Carl and Kyle and Normski there because the rest are pinned, and they can only fit a certain amount. So half of the channels are pinned, and half of them are there. So make sure you subscribe to everybody on the panel. All the channels are there, and keep slapping those likes up. Please do, because I'm a needy bastard. But Normski makes a great point, and it's something that I've been thinking about, is that if these players were thinking, I want to leave this club, and then they think maybe one more summer we're going to move big. I've heard about this war chest, and they turn around and fucking Zubamendi and Sesko are standing there, and they go, you know what, that's it. That's me done, man. This is it. So this could be disastrous along the lines of other players leaving. And I know that you've mentioned about getting all these players out and stuff like that, and I'm the same. I will respectfully disagree about Partey. I would give him one more year because I think he's the best of a bad lot. But I mean, where do you stand on next season? Some of the Gunnar he's put up there that would finish 6th, and that the guy will somehow keep his job. As crazy as that seems, I don't think anyone in this panel would be fully shocked if he kept his job after that with the way things are going. But where do you stand now on next season, Colin? Do you have any? Are you dreading it, or are you just kind of? Because I think as deep-rooted Arsenal fans, I kind of envy people that can switch off, and I envy the top gooners in a way that they'll wake up now tomorrow if we have Sesko, and they'll be able to convince themselves like that he's the second coming of Ibrahimovic, as Normski said. They'll be able to do that, and I wish I could, but I just see a donkey turning up, another donkey. Where do you stand on enthusiasm for next season, and where do you think we'll finish?
Yeah, Shane, panel, chat, a crowd of men from Woolwich, Arsenal wanted to start, had a dream, working in a factory, that they wanted to develop a football club. So that was back in the day, Dial Square, all that kind of stuff. We moved from East London up to Highbury. We moved from Highbury to the Emirates. Now, throughout that history, throughout that period of time, there was league titles won, Bertie, me, Herbert Chapman, etc., etc. There was FA Cups won. Even 2 European Cups were won, Fairs Cup and the Cup Winners' Cup. So we had all that history, all those great players, the tradition, all of that. But when we moved from Highbury to the Emirates Stadium, I'm sorry to say this, but this shit all started back then. The club became very soulless to me. I had a YouTube channel 7 years before Arsene Wenger went. I had a YouTube channel. And you can still see it to this very day. Kyle Walsh Arsenal, it was called. A lot younger, a lot fresher, and a lot thinner. And I was shouting for Wenger to go. 7 years before he went. I was saying that this club is fucked. Now, explain to me how I'm sitting here with a new channel, Kyle Walsh Gunner, saying the same things that I was saying 7 years before Wenger fucking went. Because this club has not changed since then. Except now we're not winning any silverware. But it's the same principle. It's the same bullshit. Now, you're asking me about next season. Shane, I'm living like we all are. I'm living with this since back then. This is every fucking season. So next season, my friend, we are winning nothing once again. Now, Kyle, will we finish in the top 5? Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. The reason why is because we finished second this season. We go into the Champions League next season. For what? For a few quid. Because we ain't fucking winning this. So who fucking cares where we're going to finish? If you don't finish number 1, you finish nowhere. And in my eyes and in my opinion, we're finishing nowhere once again. They're throwing the FA Cup and the Carling Cup into the bin, or the Carabao Cup, or whatever you want to fucking call it, into the bin. They're trying to win the Premier League, trying to win the Champions League. Not good enough for it. I'm sick saying it. And all the great glory days that I mentioned, and all the great years, and all the great men that got the club to where it is today, they disrespected by changing the fucking badge, number 1. Then they disrespected by moving to that fucking ball of a stadium with no atmosphere in it. And the legacy is gone. We're not a big club anymore, gentlemen. We're not a big club. We're fucking done. We're finished. And what did they do with the history? What did they do with the past? Just sweep it under the mat. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter anymore. Because the standards are on the fucking ground. And then we have cancer throughout the club. We have Arteta, who's fucking cancer throughout the club. You have the board, you have the owners, and you have the squad. And what else do we have? AFTV. And those fucking plonkers. And the mob that follows them. So there's cancer throughout the club. Throughout the fan base, throughout the squad, the management, the board, and the owners. So how are you supposed to achieve anything when you have all that fucking shit going on? Gentlemen, people might laugh at me, but I'm telling everybody the club is fucking dead. And it's going to take years to get it back to where it used to be.
Yeah.
We're going that way, Shane. When I was told by Arteta that we're moving forward. No, we're not moving forward. There is no progression. We're going backwards. And it's going to take years to get back. And it hurts me. I love this club. But we're fucking fucked here. Gentlemen, we're out here in the desert on our own. We are winning fucking nothing.
Yep.
And Shane, for the first time, well, no, the second time, this season and next season, I dread the beginning of the season. Can't stand. I don't get any enjoyment anymore, Shane. I can't get excited anymore.
Yeah.
I'm shouting at the TV. I'm fighting with the woman. I'm fighting with the kid. I'm fighting with friends. I'm fighting at work. I'm not able for this anymore. It's wearing me out. They don't care. They're going home to their fucking mansions, to their supermodels, to their big fucking cars, to their big bank account. They don't fucking care. They don't care. I fucking care. You care. They fucking don't. Fuck them.
Yeah, no, see, that's the thing. That's what's being done, though, Carl. That's the PR machine has sort of systematically made us think that mediocrity is okay. Norsky has said this, that's the culture now at the club, is that mediocrity is okay. The journey, it's all about the journey, and that we should always be grateful for the journey. The journey, guys, as I tell you, would say. And they pumped it now for so long. And you're right with the Emirates move. The Emirates move kind of did it, but it's been a long time in coming. They've gradually ground us down to the point where we're the minority now. When Arsenal fans used to demand success, and now we've been left with this idea that asking for anything more is greedy. That's what they say. You're greedy. You're a glory hunter. You're this, you're that. So they got in a manager who looks the part. They got in a manager who talks the part, and they've sort of drip fed us this idea that everything is okay, and that looking for anything more is a disgrace, and you're a glory hunter, and you're everything there. It like someone said there, we're laughing stock. See, we are. People say that Arteta took us out of the banter era. Oh, he took us out of the banter era. He didn't take us out of the banter era. He's created the biggest banter era that I have ever seen. When we have the likes of the man singing into the hair clippers, and we have, we have your man Pink Eye making these silly little videos, and everybody's making silly little videos, and it's all about we're a very glamorous, fashionable club, and we're cool, and our merch is nice and all that. But I don't give a shit about all that stuff, man. I do not care about all that stuff. I want to win things, man. I'm not saying that we have to win every single season, but we should be winning most seasons. We should be winning something most seasons, whether it's a League Cup, a league here and there, and we should be doing better in Europe. Our European heritage is in the bin, man. It always has been. Can't put all that on Arteta. I mean, we had a terrible European heritage before he took over. But with the amount of money he's been given and the amount of time he's been given, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. And I don't know how everybody else feels about that, about the way we've been ground down to just being seen as this sort of mediocre team. But the vast majority of the fan base have accepted it. And it just seems to be the mentality now. I don't know where are you on that, Carl? Is that the way you feel now as an Arsenal fan? Do you see it that we just have to accept now when you have people like Darren Bent saying that we've had one of the best seasons in the league and stuff like that? Is it just become the narrative now that we're a mid-table team, or not a mid-table team, but just a banter team, really?
We are a club where the owners want us exactly to be in top four, get Champions League money, and that just satisfy their needs. That's really all it is to it. I was hoping that now the season's over and done, right, I could have a little break, I could have a relax, just chill out for a little bit, and then watch the Club World Cup, and then figure out where we go next for the transfer window. No. This football club has to do fucking something to fucking grind my gears again. I'll throw this out to you as well, guys. We are a football club that does not know how to manage the wage structure on any of our players, do we? Benjamin Sesko currently right now at RB Leipzig is on just under 94 grand a week. How fucking much are we giving him if he is going to come to Arsenal? Because I swear to God, if it's over 200k, I'm going to flip my lid. 200k for a 21-year-old who hasn't even scored 20 goals in a Bundesliga season. I'm sorry. Where's the justification in that?
Yeah.
But I think Berta would have to negotiate that, innit?
Mate, I don't think
Just have they really before him? Listen, as we said, he's Bert to him right now.
It's just Bert, fam. Big up Cass, big up FFTV for the raid as well, man.
Big up Cass, big up to FFTV. I think they're going onto it on Aaron's page, but it's all the same. It's all views. Yeah. And Madupe, I'm pretty sure this is on Aaron's, but I'll read it out anyway because you went to the effort. And big up to Madupe. I've seen her many a time on Aaron's channel, the king or the queen in New York even, and she's saying this is depressing. You better not be talking about my panel show. I know you're not. I know you're talking about this situation at the club. CJ McGlashan is in the house as always. He says in Italy they're sacking managers left, right, because they want to win over these. Yeah, meanwhile we can't do. Sorry,
AC Milan sacked Conte Sal, and guess what? Yeah. They got Massimo Allegri.
Yeah, no, but that's it, and it's starting a chain reaction. I was hoping that we get dragged into it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it starts like the transfer window, it starts a chain reaction. They don't mess about in Italy, man. The Milan Ultras putting on the big protest. They were outside the stadium. They got rid of the manager, and they sacked the board. The next day, they took action. They took action. They dismantled the 2020 squad, and now we're a joke of the league. Listen, man, that's the squad that he won the FA Cup with. That's the squad that he won the FA Cup with. But yeah, I'll say it again. Big up the Kaz for the raid. I know it's on Aaron's channel, but it's still coming in here, and it's still always on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to everybody on the panel. They're all legends. They're all pinned. They might be pinned on Aaron's page, but if they should be there. If you go back through the chat, Vigilante has put everybody's. And there's Aaron. Look, he's saying, "Love my girl," and I know he's not talking to me. But big up to everybody who's come in, and make sure you do subscribe to everybody that's on the panel, because it makes a big difference to us all. But views, man, you know, this thing of accepting, you know, mediocrity for a club like Arsenal, it's gone beyond a joke at this stage, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Do you know what I mean? And even us, to a degree, like we have to find some sort of coping mechanism. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Norms is gonna have to do a whole heap of matrix diving. You have to find Neo now, bro. He's the only one who can save us. It's not I keep trying to say Montgomery. It's not Bert anymore. We literally need Neo, bro. Like we honestly like. And this is what's going to happen, you know. Even old Semi-Face talking about, I wanted Yakarez, but, because this is what cultists do. Whatever your leader says, you just go with it. Do you know what I'm saying? And we're going to see, because this is just underwhelming as usual. The same old Arsenal. Lack of ambition. Do you know what I'm saying? Going left when everyone knows that you should go right. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, we finally maybe going for a striker after all these years and after all them transfer windows for Arteta, and it's a lamppost basically, so that you can try and kick balls in the air. So we're basically turning into Stoke in 2025. Long throws, crosses. You just want to put a lamppost up front. You know what I mean? And as Carl said very astutely, we're probably going to overpay him as well. It's Ronald McDonald in the boardroom, bro. What's going on with the business? There's a hole in the bucket. I thought Berta's coming in to stop all of this. That's why if you're not going to cut off the hand to save the arm, then we're going to cut off the A and you just Bert now, bro, because I can't even trust in you anymore. You was the last hope. Because there's cancer, and I thought maybe the Cronkies might be starting to think, well, hold on, we wasted all this money, you know what I mean? Like, and we still haven't got anything for it. You know, maybe I was hoping that Berta's appointment was a step in the right direction, but it don't look like it, does it? Renewing Lukonga, offering Trossard more money for and no extra time. Like, what on earth is going on? We know we should be getting Yakarez, yet in comes Benjamin Tesco. Like, what is this club doing? We've been needing a striker for ages. The first talk of any type of transfer dopamine is a mini fridge. Like, the card has showed its hand, basically. Again and again and again. Unprecedented summer to 200 million to 150 with player sales. And I'll just end on this. If they are, because I heard that the Sesko money was going down to 60, bro. If it's anywhere near 90 odd million, bro, just delete the club, bro. Because I don't know who's running it anymore. You know, we're talking about trying to save money and that.
You could have got 3 strikers of that money, and one of them would have been a freebie.
Could have got Boniface or something like that for 20, 30 million. But the thing is, we thought we were getting a badass Burton, but we're getting
Bowen for less money. At least he's probably proven.
Yeah, we're getting Burton Ernie instead of Burton. We thought we were getting this guy.
280 grand a week for parents. I'm sorry, guys. Please, guys. You pay 280 grand a week for that donkey.
That's who we thought we were getting, but we're getting fucking Burton Ernie instead, man. We thought we were getting the cheese wire Burton, man, but we're not. We're getting Burton Ernie. But big up to Joe for the super chat. One of the most supportive guys out there, and a lovely guy too to boot, which is very important to me. Joe's a top guy. He says, Shane, get your Sesko new top lad. Only joking. Listen, man, I don't buy the new gear. I won't buy the new gear until we have a proper club running. But just because Joe's in the house, I'll play his favourite song, guys. I'll play it because he loves it. And that's also what the club has come to, man. It is also what the club has come to. I'll play this just for you, Joe, because I know how much you love the Mikel Arteta song. Where's he gone? Where is he gone? I've got so many of these clips now. Here he is. Is he? Here he is. And Arteta took us out of the banter era, people. Arteta took us out of the banter era.
He needs to get that good casino treatment or whatever that was, the kicking. That's what he needs to be.
No, he needs to get the Bertha treatment.
Thrown in there.
You little prick, you. Yeah, man, he does, man. He does. The 7-inch destroyer, big up 7-inch destroyer, makes a good point. I don't support Arsenal, but I truly feel sad for you fans being stuck with Arteta. You know what I mean? And that's what the real fans of other clubs, they do sympathise with us because we're the real ones and we want what's best for our club. But I mean, when you're getting sympathy off other fans, you know you're in trouble. There's Mama Flossie, big up Mama Flossie, absolute legend in the house. But this is what we're dealing with, people. I mean, we're meant to be out of the banter era, the so-called banter era. But like, I mean, but this just heard my sorry. Just heard my neighbor say, "What the fuck is that shit?" Listen, there's more than him, man. There's more than him out there doing these songs. We all know about Hair Clippers Guy. We all know about him. But guys, banter era, right? We're meant to be out of a banter era. There's fans here that have been around for a long time. There's fans that are newer. I don't remember it ever being this bad. Lawrence, were we ever this much of a laughingstock in your whole time supporting Arsenal? Have we ever been this much of a laughingstock?
Yeah. I mean, I keep saying that this manager we've got right now has dragged us back to the days when we were shit in the early 80s under Terry Neal. I mean, that anyone who remembers those days knows what I'm talking about. I mean, we were shit. And as I said, when the fans wanted Terry Neal's head on the plate, right, the board of directors tried to quell the noise by bringing in Tommy Caton from Man City, who was, like, as I said, was like Mustafi, fucking shit defender, you know. And I go back even further to the mid-70s when we almost got relegated from the old First Division 2 seasons running. But back then, Bertie Mee, God rest his soul, he realised he could not take this team for any more forwards. He realised that he had to step down, and he did. You know, unlike this clown, because he's in this for the long run. He won't go off his own volition. He's got to be kicked out the door.
Yeah, well, that's it. And like
Shane,
says, lads, I'm in Newcastle.
Shane, just want to jump in. Say breaking news coming in. The Lap is signing for Chelsea for 30 million. What a bargain!
Okay, I could see them getting him and Yakarez, though. Don't be surprised if they sign two, Cole. Do not be surprised if they sign two strikers. I wouldn't put it past them, especially there. They're going to move like champions now as well. They're going to start signing. But as Predator says, lads, I'm a Newcastle fan. As long as you have fucking wank bell ends like that bloke singing that Arteta song, you'll always be in a banter. There is fans like that out there for every club. It's just we have it. We have the vast majority of them. And it's not hard to find. I was actually trying to find another song that I made, and I just typed in Arteta song, and many more came up. It was actually jarring, man. It was actually fucking jarring. I'm just going to run through a few of these. You have Andy G, of course, saying being supporters in 71. Yes, I remember them days under Neil. There you go. We have Jeff G says the gal is a fraud. Fully agree, man. Fully agree. I actually have one of his videos here. I'll just play it real quick before I get into the lads. Making absolutely no sense.
It's always fun to remember special times and the happiest memories of all are the ones we share with the friends we love. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
That's what I call him, Barney the dinosaur, man. You get diabetes listening to him. But the thing that I will say about him is, and I've always said this, is that he just has zero football knowledge. So that's why I don't go for anything he says at all. Normski, banter era, man. Do you remember that? do you remember ever being this bad,
bro? Hey, do you like? I've been listening to a lot of top content creators. So there's a couple behind me at the moment. Yeah, yeah, man. Listen, these guys behind me, they're serious, man. They know a lot about football. You know what I mean? And I'll take every word that they say gospel, mate. You know what I'm trying to say? No. Why would we be a banter club? Come on, man, look. Why would we be a banter club? Look at SpongeBob. Look at him. This guy's got knowledge. He's got football knowledge, people. Bro, this is the biggest banter club Bro, listen, we've taken the crown back with full effect. Yeah? We've taken the crown back with full effect. You've got Southampton fans singing, yeah? A team that lost 30 plus games and only won 2, singing, yeah? Second place, ole, ole. And talking about Spurs lifting our European Cup. We're banter, guy. And this is making it even worse now. Yeah, I've got people messaging me and saying, oh, well, Berta who? Yeah? Berta who? Now that my man is coming, Berta who?
I heard a rumor.
Yeah, Predator wants to know if that's the new starting 11. Well, this is the Arsenal squad. You go.
Yeah. Bunch of characters, man.
Take it in.
I had a rumor that Mikel Arteta. Sorry. I had a rumor that Mickey Mouse wears a Mikel Arteta wristwatch.
And a gal, no, he wears an Egal wristwatch, man. He wears an Egal wristwatch. And just for the people in the chat, because there's a lot of new people, if they haven't seen this clip, it's only 10 seconds. This was Egal on Lee Gunners when we had beaten Madrid 3-0. And he was asked about like what would it take to sack Arteta, and this was his answer after we had won the first leg 3-0.
You wanna know something? Arsenal lose the game 4-0 tomorrow. I'm still not sacking Arteta.
Oh my God! What's your reason?
You want to know something?
Yeah, Tito, get me a tissue, Tito.
You want to know something? Yeah, we're in the fucking Stranger Things. That's what's happening, bro.
Oh man, this is unbelievable. Like, but from an outside perspective, Daniel says, "So Arsenal have a brilliant squad, in my opinion. Arsenal have a decent squad, man. Arsenal have a decent squad. You know what I mean? We really do have a decent squad. We have a thin squad, but it's just he doesn't know how to use the players. I've said it before. If a new manager came in and looked at that squad, he'd go, okay. And Arteta would say, oh, guys, I need a left 8. And he'd go, okay, well, you have Zinchenko there. And you have Moyes Lewis-Skelly there. Oh, I need a 10, guys. Okay, well, you have Wanyeri there. You know what I mean? There is the players there. He just doesn't know how to, his voice like that of Michael Jackson. Poor Egal. No, not poor Egal. The man's a clown. But the players are there, man. The players are there. And it's just that the manager's not there. I've said that before. Take 30 million out of the transfer budget and just get in a decent manager. Just get in a decent manager and you get fresh ideas. All the players he's fallen out with, they get clean slates. You know what I mean? And it will be funny, actually, now that we're talking about Egal. It's funny on the same thing that, like, what will he do? Guys, Carl, what will Egal do if we get a new manager? Because my thing is that I bet you he will go, I'll wait and see if he'll go, I'll wait and see now if, say, who Lee and Northside, who if we say we got in an Inzaghi, and if Lee and Northside and all these other top channels say, right now we're finally set, then he'll go, okay, I don't like this manager. But if we were to get in a Cesc Fabregas, who all of us will be going, I don't want him, he's too young, that he go assess is going to be great. I think he'll go against whatever is said, so that way he gets traction and he gets on panels and stuff like that. I don't know where you stand on that, girl.
We're never going to win this war with that knob jockey. We really ain't, okay? Listen, Odigard can say whatever the hell he wants. He waffles 99% of the time. He was on stream with Dan Potts earlier on today, and oh my Jesus fucking Christ on a bike.
I couldn't watch it.
I've never heard so much drivel in all my life from him. Really, really haven't. That's what he wants to do. Then fine, just let him be. Let him freaking hang. Let him give someone enough rope they hang themselves. That's what you have to do with this lot, unfortunately. But yeah, they will. If we do get, say, an Inzaghi in or Diego Simeone or even Giselle from Al Ali, who's got fat sacked. By the way, he is still available, by the way. He's still available. You know? No, they want someone he's going to want someone to come in who fits the montage who fits the aura of Arsenal, who's got aura, who's got style, who's got panache, who's got charisma. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Just get me a manager who's got a winning CV and is tough on his players. And if it doesn't work, guess what? Out you go. There was only one reason you become a manager in football. That's to be fired and then to be fired again. And I've always said this for time. You don't become a manager in the Premier League or you don't become a manager in football until you get fired from your first job. He needs to be fired so we can learn from his mistakes. Because the second job then is your most important one. Either you learn from your mistakes and you do better, or you stick to what you thought would work, and you get potted again. Now, Thierry Henry only had 2 managerial jobs. The first one was Monaco. All right, bit of a tough gig. It didn't work out. Fine. He went for a second job. He went to the MLS. That didn't work out at freaking, I think it was Montreal Impact.
Yeah, it was Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal Impact. And that didn't work for him either. Guess what? He hasn't managed since. Maybe Henry just took a step back and just gone, well, you know what, guys, maybe I'm better as a pundit, I'm better as a player, maybe not good as a manager. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Sometimes you get some really, really shitty, bang average players, but they actually turn out to be fucking very, very good managers. It's very, very rare that you get a world-class striker or a world-class football player that becomes a world-class manager. The only one I can think off the top of my head that actually rings a bell on that is Zinedine Zidane. That's the only one I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very rare. But there's a lot of requests for the Odigard rage clip video, and I have to play it because it's hilarious, guys. We all love this video.
Stinker and hooked every week. Am I lying?
Hang on, right.
This was a baller, bro.
Have a good one. Just real quick. Let me get to my
okay.
point. Let me get my. Oh, bro.
Stinker and hooks, bro. Biblical stinker and hook. History. The only 2 players you would take at the start of the season, not now, at the start of the season for Arsenal were Alisson and Salah. Am I lying?
No. I would take
Thank you. So, on that premise alone, forget injuries. We are better than them on your basis. So why the fuck is he 11 points clear?
I told you, red cards and injuries.
Are you serious?
Anyway.
Okay, well, guess what? Last year, they had 4 red cards in fucking 10 games.
And you want to know something? It was a miracle that they were even in the title race last season.
A miracle? Wow. It's almost like a...
He's done it again! That is a...
Yeah, when Arteta came in, everyone hated Xhaka. Xhaka was shit.
Fez, I agree.
Xhaka was one of the worst players we've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, when Xhaka left, he was one of our favourite
Fez,
players.
okay, hold on. So, would you take his rage quit again?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I looked in the chat.
Right, go and find the comments. I don't believe me.
going nuts.
No. You want the chat to be respectable.
Ignore the chat, man. They're always nuts.
Yeah.
It's hard, but go on.
Miguel, I put a comment in the chat and I said, don't be rude to Miguel.
No, he
be
did.
nice to
I
Miguel.
thought you saw it. I thought Miguel saw it, to be honest.
Not
Bro, you know
everybody,
when you come on my
but
channel
you
as
know
well,
who
it's the
you are.
same.
Anyways, peace out, guys. I'm out of here.
Yeah, cheers, Miguel.
And to the nice people watching, my apologies. To the assholes, no apologies.
Apologies for being deluded. He's gone. See, rage quit again.
Or money, any forward that's worth of salt would not come here for that sheer reason that they won't get used properly, and they'll end up losing their place in their international teams and all that because they'll be getting dropped for tight habits.
Jane, do you know what's back there? And the real question to ask here. The real question to ask. Hold on, again.
5 minutes later.
Hypothetically, in the future.
I asked a simple question. What do you do with Max Dowman? Do you trust his manager with him, or do you loan him out? You inserted that I said he was 15 and wanted him to get loaned out. You made that assumption. What you should have did, no, Miguel, no sir, Bob. I would not let you out talk to me, my friend. Not happening tonight.
Yeah, boy.
Not doing it. You might as well just take that car, get back on the M5 or wherever you rolling, and just head on to the house, my friend, because you're not gonna win it with me, my friend. I'm not tolerating it. I'm not tolerating it, my friend. No, no, you can call my name all night.
All right. So what's your point?
He's got a seatbelt on because Matty's giving him a rough ride.
No way. We're not having the Eagle.
Let him finish.
What's your point? We're having a discussion about what needs to change in this team going into next season.
5 minutes later.
Constantly talking about it is you, to be fair.
Bro, you
guys, the only one talking about it. It's Matty just made a very small point. You're the one that's been talking about it for the last 10 minutes.
Bro, Aaron, before I came into before I said anything, Aaron, you were talking about Arteta potentially ruining Max also. Don't act like you weren't talking about
Potentially, we were discussing it potentially.
Let me close this segment by saying this, right? Matty asked the question about the Max Dowman thing. Oh, he's gone.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
I genuinely think he wanted to have a chat. He was trying.
Always entertaining to see that clown rage quitting. But this is it, guys. This is and as Big says, no sirree, Bob. I think that's my favorite part of it. When it takes a lot to make Matty snap. If anybody's been on with Matty, it takes a lot to make that guy snap. And when you have someone smirking in your face and someone talking absolute shit, you got the quit monster, exactly. But listen, people, we've been going nearly 3 hours. So we will start knocking on the head. So a big up to everybody who came over from Kaz and for the raid and stuck around. Make sure that you do subscribe to everybody on the panel. Make sure you smash the likes and make sure that you show some love because it makes a big difference. I'm going to run around the houses and just get everybody's up and coming events, if you will. Lawrence, I'm pretty sure that your Instagram has been pinned, but you will be on Aaron's during the week, or have you got anything lined up? And you want to give a shout out there to the people, please.
Yeah, well, big up to the panel. Pleasure being with such legends. If anyone wants to reach out to me, they can reach me on Instagram. I'm doing Aaron's show tomorrow. Apart from that, no, nothing else. As I said, it's been a pleasure speaking to you all. Big up to the chat room as well. And we just got to get through this shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a joke, but this is where we are. That's why we all meet up. We try to talk some sense and try to make some sense of a terrible situation. Carl, my man, you surpassed the 500 that you wanted to. What was it? You wanted to only get 300 by the end of the season, wasn't it? And you got 500 in the end. So, listen, you put in the work, you just spit facts, and you're a top guy. You want to give a shout out for your channel there and let the people know what you have coming up?
Yeah, Gundown UK. 500 subs got hit 2 nights ago, so that's the only thing I could be very happy and be very smiley about recently. But we move on. We keep going. In words of Hansi Flick, we can do better. So we will do better. We're going after 1K now. So let's go after that 1K, shall we? I will be on Aaron's call-in show tomorrow. And I've been watching this show since the back end of last year. And I've been wanting to get on this show for a very, very long time. And this afternoon, Mr. TJ Warren messaged me saying, "Would you like to come on to the American Idiot show tomorrow night?" So I've got a gig with TJ Warren tomorrow night. So I've got to try and dig out my Green Day t-shirt. So yeah, if you know the reference, so really looking forward to that. And Sunday night, I will be doing a live show, but it will be nothing to do with Arsenal and nothing to do with any sport. It's still, I'll be talking about why I was off YouTube for 6-7 months. So I think now I've reached that sort of level. I think people need to understand why I was away for so long. But anyway, I'll have more stuff coming out. And people want to have a go at me because, you was using your phone whilst driving. Mate, my phone was on a stand when I was recording, okay? So I wasn't touching it. So you can sod off. But that'll be my transfer news going through, doing it on my daily route to work, because that's the only time I'm ever going to be able to get any content pushed out unless I'm live in my studio, live in my streaming room. So yeah, that's as better as I can do. So, but no, big up Shane, big up to the panel, and fucking Sesko, man. Oh.
Yeah. It's a killer. Listen, guys, there's still about 300 of you in here. I'm going to just finish off with the lads here, but make sure that you do go over to Rashid. He has Aaron and he has Maddie on his channel, and Vigilante is going to put the link there. It is there in the chat. So make sure that you head over there and you say Shane Raid and you show Rashid some love, and Matty the Southern Gooner, of course, the absolute legend, and Aaron, who I think you all came over here to see actually when Kaz sent us over. So if you want to go get him, he's over there. But Views, what have you got coming up, my man? And thanks so much for coming on as always. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, no worries, man. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up everyone on the panel. Like and subscribe. We just pumping out the under lenses because obviously end of the season. So it's Views on Sport. Come over, subscribe to my channel. We got Matty actually tomorrow, 12 midday. We got Rashid 9 o'clock in the evening. Then Saturday we got Kenny Ken. So a few legends that I'm happy to do some work with finally. Obviously, I've spoken to other people on the panel as well, so we're going to book all of that in. We're just pumping them out. We'll probably come back with the intervention at some point as well in the next few days. We got the Champions League watch along, me and Shane. And then also you can catch us on Clean Through one-on-one next week, Tuesday. Other than that, we're just going to book in some more shows with some more great guests. So come on over and subscribe, people.
Yeah, make sure you do. Make sure you do subscribe to everybody on the panel, including myself, and hit a like on the video on your way in or your way out. Normski, what have you got lined up, my man?
Yeah, big up to everybody, big up to the panel, big up to the chat, world-class chat, as Aaron would say. Tomorrow, hopefully try and jump on the phone-in show with Aaron. And then on Saturday, I'm going on with the legend, Mr. DJB, 5 o'clock. We'll be talking about transfers and who we'd like to get in. I'm supposed to be actually jumping on Rashid's show after this, so I'm going to be sort of going on there, put my face on there. Obviously, I've got an appointment at some point booked in with Dr. Views. Yes, man's going to check me out and stuff like that. Pause. So those are some of the stuff that's coming up. Quite a busy weekend, and Tesco it is.
Sadly enough. But listen, Norski, thanks for you always show up for me. You're a legend, man. Really, honestly, it's an absolute privilege to have someone like yourself on the channel. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And guys, make sure you start going over to Rashid. And when this ends, it'll be another 2 minutes. And do say Shane Raid when you go over. Show him some love. And Aaron will be over there. Maddie, and as Normski said, he'll be going over there himself as well. So make sure you go over and show some love. Kyle, what have you got coming up, my man? And thanks so much for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure as always.
Yeah, first of all, Shane, thank you for having me on your show. Always great to jump on. Top man. And we will be meeting up, Shane. We're going to have a chit chat. Lawrence, top man. Big up to you, pal. Carl, congratulations on the 500 subs, brother. See you soon. Normski, top man, legend. Views, I'll be seeing you for Under the Lens, brother. And just big up to the chat and Aaron and all the legends. But I did my first live show the other night. Went well on till the whole stream crashed on me. So I'll be doing another live show
The
now
mutants.
over the weekend. And yeah, I'm 20 away from 500 subs. So get
Come on,
subbing.
people.
Let's
Come
get
on,
to
people.
500. I want 500 going into next season. And then I'm going to
Come on,
concentrate
guys.
until I get to 1,000. So
Absolutely.
if there's 20 people out there, take pity on me and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
listen, big up to you all. And as I say, I'm trying to come up with my own live shows and get all you legends onto my channel as well. So it'll be an explosive channel. There'll be lots of shouting and cursing, fighting, all sorts of things. So
That's the
listen,
way we like it.
big up to you all. Great panel, great chat. Big up.
Fair play to you, Kyle. So listen, guys, I'm going to play it out now. Big up to the chat who came over from Kaz. Big up to the chat that was already here. Big up to everybody who left comments, everybody who subscribed. And make sure you do subscribe to everybody. Let's get Kyle up to 500. I'm trying to push for the 900. We're all trying to just climb up this greasy rope, if you like. But make sure you head over now to Rashid. The link is there. Aaron's over there already. Maddie's there. Normsy's going. Type in Shane Raid. Show some love. And big up to everybody. And we're out of here. Cheers for that, lads.